I can still remember when I first saw the game. Remember just how good the feeling was. I was never quite the same. My family there beside me, and we all went on to say that we'd never find another game like the game we saw that day. So we watched the champions coming up, and we watched the champions fall, and we watched the champions hanging on with their backs against the wall. We had our share of heroes, there were many there, it's true, but those were the greatest heroes I guess I ever knew. Aussie rules, I thank you for the best years of our lives. All those hazy, crazy young days, all those fun days in our lives. I thank you for the laughter, and I thank you for the tears, and I thank you just for helping us to overcome our fears. And I thank you for 100 years. Through those times of plenty, through those times of strife, you were always there on Saturday, give meaning to our lives. It was hard to dwell on bad times, it was hard to dwell on doubts. It was hard to dwell on other things when your team came running out. And now the time has passed us, and now the nation's grown. The kids dressed up in colours, they've got heroes of their own. My family there around me, I still hear them say that there'll never be a better game than the game we have today. Aussie rules, I thank you for the best years of our lives. All those magic sunny Saturdays, there were no better days in our lives. Thank you for the laughter, and I thank you for the tears, and I thank you just for helping us to overcome our fears. And I thank you for 100 years. Aussie rules, I thank you for the best years of our lives. All those hazy, crazy young days, all those fun days in our lives. Thank you for the laughter, and I thank you for the tears, and I thank you just for helping us to overcome our fears. And I thank you for 100 years.
Good afternoon and welcome to the TTMI Case IH Mid Gippsland Football Netball League feature match of round 7 between Stony Creek and Balara here at the incredibly unique and lovely Stony Creek Racecourse. I'm Brad Sinclair from Sports Stream Live, and I'll be your host commentator for the afternoon. The forecast is for a cloudy day with a top temperature of 16 degrees. The ground is in absolutely magnificent condition, just a little soft underfoot, which is great for the players, but it looks an absolute treat. These two sides are sitting right alongside each other on the ladder, with Stony Creek sitting 9th and Balara holding 10th position. Both sides are coming off losses in round 6. Stony Creek losing to MGU by 31 points, and Balara went down to Foster by 25 points. So both sides will be looking at getting back on the winners list today. We're in the Risley Transport commentary position on centre wing here at the lovely Stony Creek Racecourse, as you can see there. And thanks very much to Risley's Transport that have set us up in one of their big trucks, and we're out of any harm to the weather. When we did get here, it was drizzly and rainy, and the car park and the ground is quite wet, but the ground is in brilliant condition, as you can see. A lot to get through today in the pre-game. We will talk to both coaches, Chris Verboon from Stony Creek and Brendan Mason from Balara. Both coaches are playing coaches. So we got a bit of a chat to them earlier today that we'll play for you shortly. Other games today will have around the ground scores, all afternoon. You can bank on that. Morwell East take on Hill End. Morwell East sitting 5th, take on Hill End, who are sitting 12th. There is Mirboo North that is sitting 13th, take on Yanar in 2nd position. Toora at home in 11th position, taking on MDU, who are sitting 6th, and the 8th place Thorpedale take on reigning premiers and top place and looking good right now, Fish Creek. Newborough, who are sitting 4th, take on Tarwin in 7th position. That should be a cracker. We'll have all the scores from around those grounds today. Foster have the bye, who are 3rd, and right here the Stony Creek side sitting 9th, take on Balara in 10th position. So going to be a great afternoon of footy, and I can tell you right now there is more blue sky right now at 5 minutes past 2 than we have seen all afternoon. So that looks fantastic and holds us in good stead. We can tell you that in the reserves at the 16-minute mark of the last quarter, Stony Creek are 14.998 and they lead Balara 3.523. In fact, Stony Creek have just put in another, so that'll be 15.9-104 to Balara 3.523. So we had a chat to the Stony Creek coach earlier, Chris Faboon, and he was quite buoyed about what might happen out here today on his home side of the Stony Creek Football Netball Club is Chris Faboon. Thanks for joining us so close to kick-off.
Yeah, no worries.
Mate, it's a big one today. I mean, I know that's used lightly and a lot by people, but you've got close around those teams around you, like Thorpedale and Tarwin on the ladder. You've gone down to Thorpe by 6 points and Stony Creek to Tarwin, by 9 points. You meet another one today in Balara that's really close to you. It's a must-win, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we've lost probably 3 gettable games that we would have liked to win, but today is pretty important for our season, and to get a win here would, just get everyone up and about.
And I suppose
early stage of the season.
I suppose a good start to that is a goal kicker, and you got him back last week against the MDU. He played his first game of the season, kicked 3. He's only going to get better every week. Is a fella that's kicked 1,139 career goals, Cale Burgles.
Yeah, we've sort of been trying to get him in the last 3 weeks. He's had a sort of knee injury, just nursing him through a little bit, so he'll play. But yeah, he's a like our team with him in the side, they play better footy, more confident. He's that sort of player. He just, when the ball was in his area, you just know he's going to do something with it. So we're happy to have him back in the side, that's for sure.
You've missed a couple of games, round 4 and 5. You've kicked 8 for the season. Hayden Bulls chipped in with 9 and Jacob Burns has kicked 11. So having someone back with probably take their best defender, does it release some pressure on others around him?
Oh, for sure, yeah. He usually gets the best defender with the amount of goals he's kicked and his presence on the field. Sort of releases Jacob and I, and hopefully we can get another avenue to goal. That's sort of what we're hoping with Bergs in the team. You
lost your captain back in round 3. Hayden Funnell's taken that job on. He's only a young captain, but his form's been pretty good.
Yeah, Dossie's he missed a game last week. He had a hamstring issue, but he's a young bloke, so he does everything right. And when he's on the ground, he leads by example. So he's just one you love having in your side, and hard at it. Yeah, he's only young, so he's got a heap of improvement. So yeah, really happy with how he's going.
Now, Cody Lockridge, whether he's running off half-back or through the midfield, he's a seasoned campaigner. He's a great footballer, got really good feet, and he looks like he's had a real good start to the season for Stony.
Yeah, Cody's he's a good player to have. He does his job in the middle, like he gathers the ball in and under, and he has that big boot of his, can clear lines. That's sort of why we've put him onto a half-back flank at times over the last couple of weeks. And yeah, with Cam Stone in the side, sort of taking a bit of pressure off the midfield, we can sort of release him off a half-back flank. So he's having a great year.
Now yourself, you missed rounds 4 and 5, so you were back in last week, kicked a couple, better for the run?
Oh, yeah, yes and no. I'm still pretty sore. 38 years old. I get it takes pretty much all week to recover these days. But no, I'll be right. No worries. Yeah, I just had a back issue the last few weeks, so just resting myself a little bit.
So will you do that a bit now? As you say, 38. Will you do that when you get just a little bit sore? Just rest and freshen up.
Oh, no, probably, like, I'll have to be injured to miss a game. I don't really like missing out, but I'll try and play as many games as I can. With our forward line the way it is, we sort of need a target down the line, and, yeah, that's sort of my role, so I'll try and play every week.
And you've had some injury concerns throughout the club this year, in and out and so forth. You've got Balara today, you've got Foster next week, then you've got the bye. I would imagine you're probably really searching for that bye to freshen everyone up.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. I mean, every club's got their issues with injury. We've missed Brownie, like Darcy Atkins, Flint Marrett, like these sort of guys missing out. Hurts us a bit, but at the end of the day, like, we've been in a position to win all these games, and we've sort of let them slip. So I'm not blaming the injuries for the losses, but yeah, we're looking forward to the buys, but we've got some work to do beforehand, I guess.
Now, the last one for me before I let you go is you've only won the one game at home this year, which is quite rare for Stony, really. I mean, it's such a fortress, that ground, for you. It was a great win in round 3, 77 points over Mirboo North. Really important to probably get the start and hold that confidence throughout the day today.
Yeah, well, we just had to start like we did against Meeniyan. I mean, we kicked 6 goals to 1, I think it was, and that was just due to our pressure, intensity at the footy. So, like, the start of the game is really important. We keep that pressure up at home, on our home deck. We don't like losing at home, so definitely try and play as good as we can there, like any club, I guess, on their home deck. The previous weeks, I don't think we scored the first goal in our 3 or 4 previous games, so come out at 6 goals to nothing in Meeniyan the week before. That's sort of what we're hoping to do again.
Great stuff. Thanks for joining us, Chris. All the very best today.
No worries. Thank you.
That was Chris Verboon, the senior coach of the Stony Creek side, and as he said, 38 years of age, and he takes a fair week to get over it, to get back out on the ground. As you see the Stony Creek side come out onto the ground. We also caught up with the Balara coach, Brendan Mason, just after that, and this is what he had to say. Welcome to Sports Stream Live stream match of the day, Brendan Mason.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me on.
It's a pretty big game for you guys today. You haven't won since round 1. You've been close last week against Foster. It was a pretty good effort. Inaccuracy probably cost you, so you'll be really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it certainly will be. I think it'll be a tough game. I think both teams in similar positions, being competitive all year, especially against some good opposition, but just haven't quite found the wins yet. So, yeah, certainly a big day for both clubs.
And those wins, probably to me, from an outsider looking in, it looks like goal-kicking power. I mean, you're the leading goal kicker at the moment with 9 playing through the midfield. Shears is on 8. He looks like being out, and Mizzou will probably go back today and take Chris Verboon, and he's on 7. So you really need to find a goal kicker, don't you?
Yeah, it's been an issue for us this year, is our avenue to goal. So, hopefully we can just find a few goals out of our smalls and sort of craft a few that way. And then, just stop them at the other end. I think they've got a couple of good forwards. So I don't think, goal kicking will be their issue.
No, Cale Burgles back in the side last week, and Verboon, there's some good avenues. So it looks like Reski will probably go to Burgles?
Yeah, he'll take him, and Mizzou will take Verboon.
The game against Foster last week, leading by a goal at half time, and then that third quarter they just blew you away, didn't they? 7-2, and you got 1-3.
Yeah, they just blew us out of the water. It happened really quick. I think at the 9-minute mark they'd already put on 4 or 5 goals. They were just able to win clearances out of the middle, get it forward, and then Best and Billy Flavel kicked a couple as well. So they were able to get forward and just pile them on really quickly.
An interesting thing today, both these sides, yourself and Stony Creek, are getting good starts. You're starting really well. So that's going to be interesting. I would imagine you've spent some time talking about this week. You've really got to start.
Yeah, we have been starting the game well. All our games we've started pretty well this year. We've just sort of fallen away after half time, which I guess if you look at the Stony Creek's games, they've been a little bit similar. Last week they were up by 4 or 5 goals against MDU and then fell away, which is pretty similar to our game against MDU a few weeks ago. So I guess both teams will be in the same boat. Again, just talking about making sure after half time we come out ready to go and I guess restart the game and don't drop away.
Now you're playing through the midfield. You'll move forward, I would imagine, when you're changing.
I don't really rotate forward too much. We've got a couple of guys out that would be through those rotations, but yeah, our mids will rotate forward when they get their opportunity.
And you've had some injuries. Looks like there might be a couple starting to come back.
We're still missing a few guys, especially a couple of key backs. We got bad news yesterday that Kyle Hearn's done for the season now. John Noy, we're not sure when he'll be back. He got a really innocuous knock a few weeks back in the throat, so they're still talking, maybe 6 to 8 weeks for him. And then plus another couple of guys that one's gone in for knee surgery and so we're still without a few guys. Yeah, a few more weeks, unfortunately.
Yeah, hopefully they get back. Oh, look, thanks for joining us, Brendan. All the very best today. Hope you get yourself a win, and we talk to you after the game.
No worries, thank you.
That was Balara playing coach Brendan Mason, as he was good enough to give us some time before the game today. And I can tell you in the reserves, that's a run and one. Stony Creek 17-9, 116 defeated Balara 3-5-23. Let's take a quick look at the goal kickers before we go into both teams. Goal kickers at the moment in the Mid-Gippsland Football Netball League, thanks to TTMI Case IH, is Chris Wangham from Morwell East on top on 25 goals. Jake Best from Foster is second on 21. Nathan Wilden from Newborough, who we called in round one, is third on 20. And also from round one, Fish Creek's Darcy Berryman is in fourth position on 17 goals. In the teams to line up today, firstly, the home side, Stony Creek. As you'll see, new players or coming into the side this week from last week in the back pocket, Tyler O'Connor comes in for his first game of the year. Darcy Atkins comes back into the side off half back, which is a big in for Stony Creek. Sam Marriott on the wing as well comes into that side. And Cade James plays his first game on the interchange in the number 61 Guernsey. So the outs are Anthony Dyke, Jacob Burns, Colby Michael and Nathan Trotto. The big one to watch there is at full forward, Cale Burgles, as I said in the interview with Chris, 1,139 career goals. First game back last week for a while, kicked 3, and this is a sort of day he might really go away with. And Balara, their lineup today, they have 3 ins. Ricky Cochran on the wing, on half forward flank. Sam Solomon on the interchange and Patrick Haynes on the interchange as well. And the outs are Aidan Sears, and they're going to miss him. He's their leading goal kicker, or second in their club's leading goal kicker. Vincent Corbett and Nathan Giardina goes out of that side as well. So we're all set to go, and they're lining up into position now, and we're ready to go for the first quarter here at the Stony Creek Racecourse. We will have around the ground scores throughout the day, and we'll make sure we let you know what is happening there. Be interesting to see. I would imagine Zadima for Stony Creek will start off in the ruck with Reese Adams from Balara, and that should be a good duel. And as I said, Darcy Atkins coming into that side off half back for Stony Creek is a really good in for the home team. So we're just about to get underway here in perfect conditions if that rain holds up, which it looks like it might. So right of screen, you'll see that Balara are kicking. It's won by Stony. They'll come out through the wing through Marriott. He handballs off. They'll go high kick inside 50. Just nudged into the back. Then was Bernaldo, not paid, comes out the back. Going low and hard early is Bull. Feeds it out the back, but it looks like Balara might just mop that up and they'll get it out over the boundary line. We have a boundary throw in, 25 metres around from the Stony goal. So quick start for the Creekers. They already have it inside their 15. And it is Adams with Zadima. A lot of players around the ball. The umpire's pulled a free kick for holding. And it's going to go to Cale Burgles, who we've spoke at length about in the pre-game. And he'll get the first shot on goal. And if my memory serves me correctly, he will put this straight over the umpire's hat. It's a beautiful kick for goal, is Cale Burgles. And he comes in for his first of the day and his second game for the season. And he likes it as soon as it come off the boot. Straight through the middle. And the Creekers are away through the agency of Cale Burgles. That's his 1140th career goal. Can you believe that? There was a lot of celebrations last week from a couple of players in the Allenbank and District League that kicked 1,000. This boy's missed probably 4 years of footy over the last 6 years. And he's just slotted through his 1140th. So he's going to be something that they really need to be watchful of today, Balara. And Reski has the starting job on Burgles. He's already on the board. Back in the middle. 1 straight 6, Stony Creek. Balara yet to score. That's on your TTMI Case IH scoreboard. The feature match of round 7 of Gippsland football, and they go in again. Burgles has the sit, gets the front position, comes to the front of the pack. Fed out, Balara now. Through composure, they wait, go straight up the middle of the ground towards centre half forward. High ball, looking for a teammate, gets out over the back there of Simmons. Just pushed off the footy there with Stone. They'll come out towards Marriott, and then it gets toe poked away from him. Just around 50 for the Balara side. Bunch of players over this. Umpire lets it go. Now it's a chance for Josh Wilson. Can't do too much with it. Hurried kick for Stoney towards the boundary. Is it going to roll in? It just rolls out right in front of the Risley Transport broadcast side of the ground. And we'll have a boundary throw in. 3 minutes in. 1 straight 6 Stoney. Balara yet to score. And it comes. At the back was Zadima. Hurried kick towards centre half forward. Gets to the front of the pack now. Good play. Might have had it a little bit too long. We've got a player and a number that we haven't got there, so we'll keep our eye on him. There might have been a late change, and I'm looking for Luke Marriott of Balara. There was a chance that he might have come out of the side as Jack Stewart takes the mark on the outer wing for Stoney. Goes up towards half forward flank. Finds the coach Verboon. Ex-Lee Gatha player from a few years ago. He's been here a while now. Reski does well. Comes out and meets the ball in front of Burgles. Just mopped up by Stoney. They have a shot at goal, missed to the right. So we'll chase that one up. At half-time in the half-time show, we will be talking to the president, Mark LePage of the Stony Creek Footy Netball Club, who are in their 130th year. And it's Volunteers Week, so an opportune time to talk to him. He umpired the reserves game. There's not much he doesn't do as Mitchell Lovison takes the mark in between half-back and wing. Geez, that's an ordinary kick low. He was looking for his teammate Josh Wilson. Didn't get to him, though. Marriott's in there. Players all over him, and we'll get a bounce down in between wing and half-forward for Stony Creek. 4.5 minutes gone in this first quarter. Comes out to Lovison, gets it on Mason on the boot. Looks for and finds McCormick. Holding the ball, will go to Stoney. Again, they'll go short. Cody Lockridge, the ex-Poowong player. Up towards half forward. Don't know who he was looking for there, Verboon. He's all on his own amongst 4. Oh, he might have taken the Balara player high there in Toomey. And he has, so Toomey, he'll go short to Wilson. Daniel Wilson goes short again. Geez, he sat that up. And it just enabled Troy Sinclair to come in over it. Then he wins his punch to the ground, gets it back in a 1-2. The kick's not great towards Burgles, goes over his head. Reski's there. Gives the block. They're in trouble here, Balara. Good tackle. Did he have pry? The umpire says no. And we'll get a bounce down right half forward flank for Stony Creek, as Mizzou was all wrapped up. Big leap from behind by Cameron Stone. He gets the punch down. Umpire has pulled a free kick to this for Stoney in the back. I reckon that might be Zadima out there, is it? No, it's not Zadima. It's definitely not big enough for Zadima. So they have the ball on the right half forward flank. Going to take a great kick from there. It's Hayden Funnell on that outer side. So Funnell from 50. Sits it up. I don't think it's going to get the distance, and then it fades right. Claiming the mark. I thought that might have gone over. Was Poracali. So he's paid the mark. So Poracali, it's a hard one to say, goes short. Finds, there is Luke Marriott, so he is playing. Marriott, short. Finds a teammate in Joel Mason. He'll go to the outer wing, high ball, gets out over the back. Now they're away. Haven't had too many forays inside 50, but this will be one. They've got a runner on the outside in Lachlan Smith. If they can get it to him quickly enough, kick wasn't great and was able to defend for Stony Creek with Sinclair. Feeds it back. But under enormous pressure, and the free kick will go to Josh Wilson. Is he within distance? He's right on the 50. Goes short. Sits it up over his teammate's head. So some of the ball work hasn't been good. Lockridge collects it. Beautiful pass to his teammate in Hayden Bull. He was looking for Stewart, but it had too much on it. Coming out the back is Marriott. And boundary line beats him. In fact, yep, it beats him. And I thought he might have paid a free kick there, but with a boundary throw in right. Half forward flank for Stony Creek. Gone nearly 8 minutes into this first quarter. They lead by 7 points, the home team. And it comes. Bunch of players around this. So don't forget, half-time, Mark LePage, the president of Stony Creek Footy Netball Club. There's a big punch from Zadima. A hurry kick for Balara inside the middle of the ground. Sinclair again, he's had a bit of it early, has Troy Sinclair. Goes short, just didn't get to the desired teammate, fell short. He was looking for Cody Lockridge, who started well as well. And there's Lockridge, feeds it off the back, out to Marriott. They go up towards centre half forward. It's going to be Wilson. He'll go short to the outer side and find a teammate, Nicholas Miller. Oh, another short one. He's kicked to the man on the mark. And they're able to go back inside, but Marriott's mopped that up for Balara. Has a player all on his own here in Joel Mason on the wing. Drops it, but has a time to have a barbecue. Picks it up. 2 bounces. Goes for 3 bounces. On the left foot, inside 50. Had all the time in the world and just couldn't manufacture a great kick. Noise there. He's tackled. Fed out to the outside. Atkins has it. Left hand out towards a teammate in Rowe. That's Lockie Rowe. Back to Sinclair. Now they're away through the middle. Long kick inside now from Ben Heathall along the ground, but got to the area he wanted, but just easy to mop up for the Demons. He's fouled after the kick. So Jaden McCormick will take the free kick in between wing and half forward. Going to go short again. Goes backwards to go forwards to the coach. Mason. He was fouled again by Lockridge this time. And it might have been a little... He let the umpire know. He made it look a little bit worse than what it was, Brendan Mason. But it's paid off, and Lachlan Smith will take the free kick down the ground. So he's only 30 metres out. Slight angle. We're right behind this here in the Risley Transport commentary box. And he has a shot. Beautiful kick for goal. And Smith has his first for the day and his side's first of the day. And they go on to 1-6, Balara. They trail Stony Creek 1-1-7. Just on to the nearly into the 11th minute of this first quarter in the TTMI Case IH feature match on Sports Stream Live. There you can see it again. Just a beautiful kick for goal. Nice and balanced. Straight through the middle. So ball back in the middle. Don't forget some great sponsors of Stony Creek make this happen today, and we thank them for all their help. That's Jack Home Builders, MDC Building Group, South Gippsland Turf Solutions, and the Meeniyan Hotel as Atkins takes it away onto the left foot, looking for Burgles. Great kick, good punch from behind by Reski though. Able to get it away from immediate danger, but again, mopped up now, this time through Stone. That's Tom Stone. Feeds the handball out. That's going to be holding the ball against Hayden Funnell. So he started well too, his Josh Wilson. Goes across to Marriott. In turn, goes to the back end. He drops Reski, what he should have probably taken. It just has time to mop up. Goes up the middle of the ground with a nice kick to Noy at centre half back. As players screaming for the ball, both sides of the ground. He goes across the ground looking for poor Carly, and it beats him and goes out over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in 50 around from the Stony Creek goal. 12 minutes gone, first quarter. 1 point lead to the Creekers in a must win for both sides today. Sitting 9th and 10th. Home side 9th, coming off a 31-point loss to MDU last week. And Balara after a 25-point loss to Foster. Both sides had their chances and were leading during the day. So they really want to come back and bounce back as Stony Creek on the outer side of the ground through Aiden Simmons up towards half forward. He was looking for Hayden Bull, but comes off the hands of the pack, goes out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Still 50 around from the Stony Creek goal. So Lockridge at the front of this. He's looking dangerous, the midfielder. Got another stoppage still on 50. So they're playing a +1 at the moment. Balara back there. Pulled a free kick out of it. It'll go to the ruckman for Balara in Reese Adams. Goes out towards the boundary and out of bounds. Right in front of the Stony Creek coach's box. From behind, Zadima. So we'll get a restart again. Noise there. He's wrapped up by Bernardo. Zadima to Lockridge. On the right foot towards centre half forward. Burgles uses the body brilliantly, gets around 3, has a snap from 45 and has put it straight through the middle. What a goal for his second of the day. And that is vintage Cale Burgles there. And a big chance already to be the Morwell RSL goal of the day. Going to take a fair bit of beating. As you'll see here, he just thought he might have got himself in trouble there. Left 2 players on the ground, got around, and then just finished off. What a goal. 2-1-13 Stony Creek. Balara 1-6. Nearly 15 minutes gone in this first quarter of the TTMI Case IH feature match on Sports Stream Live. Good opening to the game. Zadima wins it. Noise there to take it away for Balara. Runs into the umpire. Still able to get his handball away to Mason. Goes up towards half forward. Punch from behind. Quick kick forward there by Heath. But Adams takes a strong mark, the big ruckman. Going across the other side of the ground. It's kicked to a 2-on-1 and easily mopped up by Marriott. They go out the back. Marriott gets it back again in a 1-2. He's fouled after the kick. Free kick will be downfield and it'll go to Hayden Bull. So Bull inside 50, high ball. 3-on-1 Balara gets out over the back. Goes back to Adams, playing as a quarterback to Reski. Again, Burgles, is it? Wrapped up this time by Reski. In fact, it was Lockridge. Up towards half-back, Noy. To the outer side. Still playing along that extreme outside of the ground. They find Miller. Go up towards the 50. Free kick's going to be paid here. And that might be Joel Mason on that outer side. Inside 50. Not going to get too far away there. We'll get a restart about 25 metres out from the Balara goal. Only 17 minutes gone. They trail by 7 points, the Demons. Zadima knocks it forward. They get a hurry kick away. Started well as Marriott. In fact, that was, Sam Marriott. Feeds it back. Going to come back inboard, though. Pack of players. Big pack gets to the front. They're away. They'll use the middle. Just couldn't get the kick to stick. Purakali gives it over to Luke Marriott from the Demons. And Luke Marriott goes inside and finds Patrick Haynes, who's off the interchange and on the ground. And he'll take a shot on goal, 30 metres out, slide angle. So 2 number 4s of each club are Marriotts today. It can get quite confusing, but it shouldn't have too much problem. Haynes from 35. Ugly looking kick, but it doesn't matter what it looks like. It matters on the finished result. And Patrick Haynes has his first of the day. And Balara go on to 2 straight 12. They trail Stony Creek 2-1-13. We've got a 1-point ball game, just over 18 minutes gone into this first quarter. All thanks to our great friends out at TTMI Case IH for the feature match of MIG Gippsland football out here at the Stony Creek Racecourse. Around the grounds, Yanar 6, Mirboo North yet to score, Morwell East 18, Hill End yet to score, Thorpedale 15 lead Fish Creek 6 in the early one. Early part of that game, and MDU a 7-2 yet to score as we see Jaden McCormick take a mark at centre half forward, sends the ball inside 50, gets out over the back. Might have been in the back. Crowd calling for it as Mason feeds that handball off, kick smothered towards the boundary. Comes out from Aiden Simmons, but he's turned it over and he's put it straight down the throat of Jaden McCormick. He's going to feed the ball off. Getting himself in trouble then was Marriott. He goes short though. He had time to mop up and he hits up Joel Mason in the pocket. So he'll kick from about 40 out, left forward pocket for the Demons. Nearly into time on first quarter. They trail by a point. This will put them in front. Morwell East 38, Hill End 0 in the early parts of that game now. As Mason comes in, left foot, high ball to the line. Did it come off the hands or get through? Touched on the line. Newborough 14, Tarwin 12. That should be a beauty, that game. And Yanara 3 points up over Mirboo North. Thorpedale 27 to Fish Creek. Slow starters today, 9. And MDU 7 points up over 2. Early stages of around the grounds as ball comes back into play and Punch forward by Sinclair. Gets it out towards the wing. Going low was Stone. That's Cameron Stone. Marriott threw that out, I thought, looking for his teammate in Wilson. Now they're away. Noy. Hurry kick along the ground towards half forward. Gee, the Stony Creek player in Bright had his jumper pulled, not paid. Noy. He's in amongst a lot of Stony Creek players there, and Atkins holds the tackle and wins the free kick. He's going to go backwards. Finds a teammate. O'Connor Linky to Marriott. Gets it back. Comes up towards half back. Finds right. He'll go short. They're away. Quickly playing on his Stone. Goes up towards centre half. Forward. Verboon flies but goes through his hands. Handball out towards Mizzou. He's wrapped up. And we'll have a bounce down left half forward for Stony Creek. Nearly 21 and a half gone in this first quarter. Tap from Zadima. Umpire's going to call a restart. Zadima wins it again. Sharked away though by Mason. Hurried ball up towards the wing. Heath handballs it out to Atkins. Gets it again. Trying to get through his Loverson. He does in the end. Feeds the handball out towards Solomon. That's Sam Solomon, not the boxer. Ex-Morwell player, Sam Solomon. We have a bounce down again. Centre wing position on the Risley Transport broadcast side of the ground. Zadima, double-hander. Mason, tackled by Atkins. Umpire said didn't have prior. So Atkins has been busy. First game back in after injury. The Creekers. Zadima again wins it. Looks for Atkins. Solomon handballs out, but it's mopped up by Cameron Stone. Goes towards centre half forward. Verboon comes out. Just didn't get the bounce, but battles in after it. Does really well. Then gets his boot to ball, looking for Burgles again. But backing back using courage was Purakali. And he takes the mark. So the double team Burgles. And they've paid 50 here, encroaching over the mark against Carl Burgles. So Purakali comes up towards centre half back. Deep into the first quarter, 23 minutes gone. So he goes straight down the middle. Holding the ball against Stony Creek in the middle of the ground. Needs to get the ball back and does so quickly in the end as Noy. So that's Ricky Cochran in the 42. Goes up towards half forward. Good defensive mark by Funnel. Funnel goes to the outer side. Finds Bull. And that is the quarter time siren here at the Stony Creek Reserve. And it's all tied up at quarter time. Stony Creek 2-1-13. Balara 2-1-13. We'll be back here at the Stony Creek Racecourse for the second quarter very soon. All thanks to our great friends TTMI Case IH for the Sports Dream feature match of round 7. Welcome back to the Stony Creek Racecourse for the Round 7 TTMI Case IH feature match of the Gippsland Football Netball League on Sports Stream Live. And at quarter time, Stony Creek 2-1-13, Balara 2-1-13. Goal kickers for Stony Creek. 2 goals to Cale Burgles, and for the Balara side is 1 to Smith, Lachlan Smith, and 1 to Patrick Haynes. Around the grounds, Mirboo North 7, Trail Yanar 16, Morwell East at home a 39 to Hill End 0. Excuse me. And another close game, Newborough 14 lead Tarwin 12, and Thorpedale 33 lead Fish Creek 12. That's a surprise, 21 points up. Fish Creek been very inaccurate, 1-6 to quarter time. And the other game, another close one over at Tura, is 2 straight 12 Tura to MDU 2-2-14. MDU proved last week they are fast finishers in that game against Stony Creek. They were up by, I think it might have been about 13, 14 points at one stage, Stony Creek, but MDU just, well, they actually hit 6 goals in the first quarter. So they were as much as 34 points up, I think, at one stage early in the game. Stony Creek and MDU flew home. So Tura has to be aware of that. I hope you liked our new intro into the Sports Stream live stream match today. And that's all thanks to Kevin Johnson, 82 he is. Thanks very much for allowing us to use his magnificent song of 100 years. You gave us the best years of your life, and there's a few different versions, and AFL, thanks for the 100 years. So we use it now for the Sports Stream Live feature match each week for the Gippsland Football Netball League, and we will continue to do so for the remainder of the year. And just while we're on that, the next game that we will be doing for the Gippsland Football Netball League will be round 10 on the 22nd of June, which is Hill End at home to Tarwin. But right here, right now, it's a even game at quarter time. At half time, we will be talking to the president of the Stony Creek Football Netball Club, Mark LePage, who I must say, all clubs have been fantastic, and he was absolutely brilliant this week in everything we needed to have this broadcast go to air. We come out here during the week. He helped us with what we wanted or what we needed to do. This ground here is a very, very tricky ground to actually live stream from for several reasons, and internets and where to position yourself. We're in the middle of a race course, as you can see there on those pictures. It's just a unique ground. There's the finish post just to the right there, and it is an incredible ground. And Mark LePage, in Volunteers Week, we cannot thank you enough for what you've done, and also Christopher Boone, the coach, for giving up his time, and also Brendan Mason from Balara was fantastic in giving up his time as well. So really appreciate that. And we must also say the Balara sponsors Antonelli Accounting, the Community Bank Mirboo Northern District, MC Civil, the Morwell Bowling Club, the Shed Company, and Australian Solid Fuel Testing, all sponsors of the Balara Football Netball Club. And don't forget, we've got some things to go through today. Morwell RSL goal of the day. Right now, Cale Burgles would be leading that. Evans Petroleum Mark of the Day contender. And we'll have a look at that also. And thanks again to Risley Transport for the use of our commentary box truck this afternoon out here at Stony Creek. We're out of the weather, and we've probably pulled Stony Creek at a good day. No wind. It can get windy out here. As we're about to get underway for the second quarter in this game, all tied up. Zadima wins the tap. Feeds it out to Stone. Goes out towards half forward. Stewart's there, but it's going to beat him out over the boundary line, and Marcus Toomey, and we'll have a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for Stony Creek. We'll continue to have around the ground scores of Gippsland football throughout the day. Zadima, he's getting some ground on those punches. He goes towards Burgle. He couldn't collect it. Poor Carly feeds it out. Noy, he's all wrapped up. We'll have a bounce down again. So a lot of players around this. Stoppage. That time it's won by Adams, but it's won by Burgles at ground level. Feeds it off to Stewart on the boundary line. Goes inboard. Picked up by Verboon. Gets a hurried kick on the left foot, but misses to the near side. And gets a behind, and that's what they lead by. Early stages of the second quarter. It'll be Luke Marriott that'll bring the ball back into play for Balara. Goes short to the coach. Always a good thing to do. Mason, he's going to go to that outer side, looking for Porakali. Had too much on it. Just come off the hand and trickles out, so we'll have a boundary throw in. Both sides really needing this win today. And it comes. Gets out over the head of both ruckmen. Up towards the wing for Balara. Couldn't take a mark. Goes up towards half forward. They're going to come back now, though, through the agency of Joel Mason. Up towards centre half forward. Comes off the hands of the pack, but he's paid a free kick here, the umpire, to Balara in the centre of the ground. Getting up gingerly was the goal kicker there in Lachlan Smith. He feeds it out. They're away now. Mason towards half forward. Juggled it, but able to take the mark in the end was Mitchell Loverson. And he'll get a shot on goal. About 40 metres out, slide angle, far side. Those clouds you can see in the background there look threatening, but I think we're pretty safe because they're in the east. Loverson, shot on goal. Misses to the right. Lockridge brings the ball back into play to Sam Marriott. Still in their defensive half. All tied up again, 2-2 apiece. Short to Tom Stone. He's going to get it back here. Marriott, and then he's in trouble. Got himself in trouble. Gets it back to Stone. Gee, I reckon that might have been incorrect disposal. Very, very lucky there, Stony Creek. And some real good tackling from Daniel Wilson. Just never give up then. Laid 2 or 3 tackles and got the stoppage because of it. Adams. Bright's in there, and the umpire says you're not going to get away with that, so we'll restart again. Zadima and Adams, 2 big men. They'll be going at it all day. Adams wins that one. But again, it's just stoppage after stoppage now. Throw a blanket over 18 players around this. And he tries to get that free with a bigger hit to Zadima, but it only goes as far as Mason, and he's all wrapped up by Bonaldo. Atkins tries to clear it. It comes back to Atkins. Just a real game of chess here at the moment. As soon as someone can get this wide at a stoppage, they might be away here. Hurried kick, probably a good way to clear it. Goes out towards the boundary, right in front of the Risley Transport broadcast side of the ground. And Sinclair and Wilson take it out over the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Centre wing position. Nearly 5 minutes gone this second quarter. It's all tied up 2-2 apiece. Zadima from behind, taps it forward. Then he wins his own tap in the end. It's going to come out to Wilson. He feeds it back to Noy. Noy with a high kick, just gone 15. Atkins, Adams, feeds it back looking for Wilson. Comes out to Mason. Sends him inside 50 with a high ball. Gets out over the back, races on. Stony Creek through the agency there of Simmons. Wants the boundary and gets it. So boundary throw in. Left forward pocket for Stony Creek. For Balara, sorry. So both these sides have, more so Balara, than Stony Creek have had troubles with avenue to goal so far in the first 6 rounds of this year. Lockridge feeds it out. Go up the wing. High ball looking for Bull, but comes off his hands out over the boundary line. So, yeah, their avenue towards goal has been a problem. It's been the midfielders and Mason himself who is leading the goal kicking for his club with 9 goals for the season. So they're going to need goals from the midfield today as Mason feeds it out towards Noy. Just a long floating kick towards goal. And it's Ricky Cochran that's going to take the mark, and he's only 5 metres out. And this is what I was talking about. This will be the 3rd goal kicker of their 3 goals, and that's what tends to happen with Balara this year is just getting up there and holding his groin there is Joel Mason. He's been good, so hopefully he's okay as Cochran comes in for his first for the day and gets it. So they hit the front, Balara. And Cochran gets his first, so as long as they can get that spread, because there's not one real noted goal kicker. We're up the other end. Stony Creek have only got the 2 goals, and they've both come through the same player in Cale Burgles. So they'll need a good spread, Balara. So 3-2-20, the Demons. Stony Creek 2-2-14, a goal lead now on the TTMI Case IH scoreboard. Feature match on Sports Stream Live for Mid-Gippsland football. Back in the middle. Adams and Zadima. I think Adams might have won that. Holding free kick to Mason. So he's moving okay now. Left foot out of side to the wing. Finds Marriott. It's the 3rd time a fouled player after a kick has been paid. They'll come back in looking for Mason. There's nowhere to go at the moment, Mason. He's in trouble and just goes back to where it come from. Towards inside 50. Good pair of hands from Jaden McCormick. Strong hands under extreme pressure from behind him and was able to take the mark. He'll kick from 50, but he's just going to lay this up in the grid. High ball, but just set it up for O'Connor Linky. Or Link. We'll go with O'Connor Link. Or the hyphen. So he goes short. Don't know. Well, he's actually looking for Stone. That's Julian Stone, but got nowhere near him. He's kicked it out on the full. Luke Marriott is the recipient of the free kick for the Demons. High ball towards the goal mouth. O'Connor Link again gets his fist behind the pack and rushes it through for a behind. Again, Lockridge brings the ball back into play. He goes short to Sam Marriott. Left back pocket. He's looking the other side of the ground. He wants to go across. Goes short to O'Connor Link. Doesn't hold the mark. It bobbles out. Snapper goal from Joel Mason straight through the middle. Joel Mason. A couple of minutes ago, it looks like he might have done a bit of a groin. But he's fine. That was a great goal. And just got to the right spot, didn't he? And a really good snap. And that's their 4th and their 4th goal kicker. So they're 4-3-27. Stony Creek 2-2-14. Nearly 10 minutes gone into this second term. And it's owned by Balara at the moment on the TTMI Case IH scoreboard. Looks like these two are going to ruck all day. Zadima wins a big tap forward. Noy mops up. Sinclair holds the front spot. Now they're away to Atkins. Been good. Left foot up towards half forward to the coach for Boone. Good punch from behind, but the umpire said no. It was against Sam Mizzou. He's chopped over the shoulder. And Verboon outside 50. So look to lay this off. Go short. Does well in the end. Does Hayden Funnel to stick the Duke out and get it on the second grab. Funnel. He really wants to lay this off, doesn't he? He's just... Now he's ended up going deeper into the goal square. Gets out over the back. Marriott. Handball under pressure. Quick kick forward by Lockridge, but it looks like it might have hit the goal point post, and it's out of bounds on the full. Still inside the defensive half. He's been good, Luke Marriott. Takes the mark. It's over 11 minutes. Gone to Mason, back to Marriott. Short again, outside, just outside their defensive 50 now. It'll be Joel Mason to Mason to Toomey. Has Reski and goes to him, but he drops it. Then he's under pressure with a tackle from Bull. Ball spills free. Umpire says went out over the boundary line. Did Marcus Toomey. We'll have a boundary throw in. And it comes. Zadima holds the back spot. Gets the tap out over the back. Won though by Daniel Wilson. Wants Marriott. Just doesn't sit for him. Coming in is Stone for Stony Creek. Gives it to Burgles. Gets around one. Gets around two. Gets the handball off. But it's sharked away now by Balara through Wilson, who received it from Mason. They go up towards the wing. It's going to come back pretty quick. Stony Creek inside, but Adams in the right spot, the big ruckman. They'll bring it out towards the wing where they have Josh Wilson. Short. Loverson. Short again to Noy. They want that other side of the ground. They go to Mason with a kick up towards half forward. Good footy, Balara. Might be 50. No. As he took the mark, umpire says. Poor kick. Following up was Loverson. Incorrect disposal. Lockridge takes it away for Stony Creek. Has Burgles and gets him inside 50. Don't lead. He'll have no other sight but goals here for his third in the first half. No, he's going to lay it off. Well, I've never seen that before. And he's hit up a teammate. And it's Cade James off the interchange in his first game. So he'll kick from 30. Slide angle. Beautiful kick. Straight through the middle. And they get their first for the quarter at nearly the 14-minute mark. It's been all Balara. But the Creekers get back 3-2-20. They trail Balara 4-3-27. That's on your TTMI Case IH scoreboard for the Sports Stream Live feature match of Mid Gippsland footy. Great kick that. Look at that. Just come back. And surprisingly, Burgles was within his distance for sure. But found a player in a better position, and that was Cade James. Back in the middle. Noy goes low, and he's tackled by Zadima. We'll get a restart. Around the grounds. Yanar 31, Mirboo North 8. Handball out. Josh Wilson's there, he taps it back. Oh, I reckon, no, he's going to let that go. Thought Bell might have either dropped it or not been in possession, one of the two. Morwell East 61, Hillen yet to score. Newborough 20, only the 1 point in that. Tarwin 19 and Thorpedale 45. Fish Creek 20, so there's still 25 points in front, Thorpedale. Tura 20, Trail MDU 35. And here a 7-point ball game, Balara over Stony Creek. Adams wins a tap to teammate on the outside in Wilson. Sinclair chops it off right in front of the Risley transport broadcast position. He goes short to Cameron Stone. Stone, who has no one on the mark now, so he just decides to dance through, gets around the incoming Loverson, then a high ball, just floating back in front of that hole, and he's doing that well right now is Purakali, just helping out Reski by floating in front of Burgles, and there is Reski. He'll go to the outer side. Beautiful kick. Looks like Jaden McCormick that's come up the ground. He'll want to come back inboard and does to Noy. Has Mason short and also has Loverson. Decides to go to Loverson. Still has Mason on the outside. Goes to him. Kick up towards half forward. Does look like he's just limping a bit through that groin. Does Joel Mason. He feeds the handball, but Atkins wins it, but it ends up back in the hands of that man Mason. Goes up towards half forward. Just a bouncing ball that no one really wants, but Loverson decides he wants it. Handball's turned over to Lockridge. High ball, it's all Adams. Oh, he drops an absolute soda, and it enables Bull to come in on it. No, in fact, that was Benaldo. Feeds it off to Burgles. Burgles now, dummies, fakes, goes inboard, but he was looking for Stewart. It's chopped off by Noy. Noy, short to the wing. Finds Mizzou. Back in the middle again. Probably want to look at tightening up on Mason. He's starting to get a lot of it in that midfield role. Goes up towards centre half forward. Comes out to Atkins. Hurried kick to the outer side. High ball. Again, up the line. Goes out to the last goal kicker in James. The boundary throw in, outer side, right in front of the Stony Creek coach's box. And it comes. Adams. Rosie's own ruck work. Zadima comes in on him. Flicked out the side. Just getting his handball away in the end was Paulette. Has a teammate in the middle here in Haynes. Goes to him. And then on the outside has Mizzou. He's got a paddock. Just got to mark it and go. Decides to stop and go back into the middle of the ground. Ends up okay. They'll go short towards centre half forward. Umpire says Lockridge might have chopped some arms there of McCormack. He'll get the free kick. Feeds it out to Cochrane. Cochrane lowers his eyes but turns that over to Atkins. So Atkins just on the defensive half. Short. So they're still inside their defensive 50, Stony Creek. Nearly 19 minutes gone. They trail by just the 7 points. Miller towards half forward. Noy takes a diving mark. Gee, he's been good. Nearly best player on the ground at the moment is Simon Noy. Had a lot of it. It's on the right, in between wing and half forward, right-hand side. Goes with a real depth on the kick, but Troy Sinclair comes across Cochrane and punches it out over the boundary line. We have a boundary throw in, right forward pocket for the Balara side. Nearly into time on. They lead by 10 points, the visitors. 31 Yanar, Mirboo North 8. Morwell East right out in front now, 61 to Hill End 0. 1 point game over at Newborough. They lead Tarwin by a point. And 14-point leaders here. 7-point leaders here, sorry. In towards a goal square. Lockridge. Ooh, slinging tackle. Yeah, and the umpires paid it too. And the Stony Creek players do remonstrate. It's not a nice tackle, that. And pretty lucky, Lockridge, that the ground is quite soft. You wouldn't want that happening at the start of the season in April or the end. As Lockridge comes up towards half-back, looking for his coach, and Verboon, like this boy's game, intercept marking is Purakali, been really strong. Goes out towards the pocket, sits it up, Mason. Has he paid the mark? He has. Or the free kick. In fact, that's not Mason. It is Mason. So the coach, Brendan Mason, just on 50. Goes inboard. Gets it out over the back, looking for Noy. Hurry kick from O'Connell. Dropping that was Haynes. Hurry kick up towards the wing for Stony Creek now. Races on. Ball won there by Toomey. Comes back onto his left foot. Ooh! Front on contact against Sinclair. The free kick will go to Sam Mizzou, right in front of the Risley's transport commentary box. He goes inboard. Risky kick. Comes off. Good kick, good mark by Miller. Strong hands as he was met pretty solidly by Stewart. Miller, inside 50. Looking for the boon. No, in fact, that was Simmons. Feeds it to the ground. Marriott. They come out through the agency of Bonaldo. He'll get it back two from Stone. Then he lowers his eyes, but the kick wasn't great. He was looking for Burgles. And straight over his head, out of bounds on the full. Rescue will take the free kick out of side of the ground. So Rescue up towards half forward. Noy again couldn't hold that mark, but he goes in after it. Then he's tackled. Umpire says, I'll ball that up. Right half forward flank for the Demons. Nearly 22 minutes gone in this second quarter. They lead by 7 points. We'll be talking with the Stony Creek president, Mark LePage, at halftime in the halftime show. Hurry kick from Mason up towards the goal mouth and off the hands of the pack of Funnel. Loverson, sorry it was, with O'Connell. They play on. Now Stoney goes short. Has really got, he's got a 1-on-2 going to the coach and Verboon. Gets out over the back. So it wasn't a great option. Daniel Wilson feeds it back, but Stoney will get away with this. Verboon lowers his eyes, hits up Burgles, outside 50. He's going to have to wait because there's no one forward of him. And he does wait. Has to go short. Had no one else to go to. Finds a teammate there in Stone. That's Tom Stone. Adams mops up. Has Mason on the outside. Takes a bounce, 2 bounces inside defensive 50. 3 bounces. Always worried when they bounce the ball inside defensive 50, and that's why. With the pressure these days, they were ready to pounce on him. And Ben Heath will take the free kick, 40 metres out directly in front. He's been good, Joel Mason, but I don't know about 1 bounce, let alone 3 inside your defensive 50 on a soft ground. So Heath, this will be handy right before half time. It'll bring it back to a 2-point game if he can get it. He's going to take a good kick. Ben Heath, close to the man on the mark. It's not going to get there. It's going to fall short. Leaping high was Resky. Comes out to Mason. As a player out on the outside now, and then he gives it off to Wilson. Wilson up towards the wing. Turned his back was Cochran, and it's hitting right on the scone. Feeds it back. Ends up in the hands of Julian Stone. Feeds it to Sinclair. Oh, he's taken that ball out. I think he might have wanted to, was Hayden Funnel. And we'll get a boundary throw in 60 metres around from the Stony Creek goal. So nearly 24 and a half gone second quarter. 8-point lead to Balara. It's a quick look around the grounds. Some close encounters today. And Thorpedale 51 have pulled out to a 19-point lead over Fish Creek at 32. They go inside 50 again, Stoney, but thwarted by Balara. Ends up down the throat of Troy Sinclair. Has one short and finds him in Hayden Funnel. Nearly siren time, so you'd want to be very careful here that you don't lay it off and the siren goes. Goes towards the hot spot that had too much on it for Verboon, and Marriott was able to mop up for Balara. Goes to the outer back pocket. Has Resky short. Goes to him. Again, short kick to Mason. Outside defensive 50 now, Balara. He tells them all just to slow down, as he does, and then squares it to Nicholas Miller. He'll go back to Marriott. Marriott now, risky kick to Purakali, but comes off short. So they've had 4 or 5 possessions inside their defensive 50. They're just trying to wind this down to half-time and walk in with an 8-point lead. Nice kick to the outer side again to Mason. Been good in this first half. And again, tells his teammates just to relax. Let's get to half-time. Long, low, hard left foot kick. Gets out over the back. Bouncing ball, just needs to sit for McCormack. Goes back to Noy, who in turn goes back to Wilson. That's Josh Wilson. Then a high kick forward up towards half forward off the hands of the pack. Going to come back again though, but it's all Balara. It's a 1-on-3. Bouncing ball though. They've still got time, all the time in the world to mop up and go back to Luke Marriott. Playing a real short game. Looking for half-time. Mason, short towards the boundary. Just momentum. Footy right now by the Demons, and it's just a game of keepings off. That might be Miller on that outer side. Goes with a high ball up towards the wing. Packer plays, gets out over the back. Sinclair wants the boundary and he gets it. And we'll have a boundary throw in right in between the coaches' boxes, outer side of the ground. Near the finishing post here at the beautiful Stony Creek Racecourse and the TTMI Case IH Mid-Gippsland feature match on Sports Stream Live, round 7. Fed out the side by Sam Marriott. Going to ground was Julian Stone. They set upon him. And we'll have a bounce down middle of the ground. Noy goes in hard, feeds it to the outside to Cochrane. Running Cochrane, high ball, coming across the back, just come off the hands. Just thought he made really good position there was Mizzou. But kick up towards the wing, gets out over the back of Funnel. Right in front of the commentary box, Sinclair off to Funnel. Will they get another shot at goal before half-time? The kick towards Burgles. And Reski gets his fist to it right on the half-time siren here at the Stony Creek Racecourse. Stony Creek, 3-2-20. They trail Balara 4-4-28. We'll be back very shortly here at Stony Creek where the home side trail by 8 points, and we will have their president in Mark LePage for the halftime show right here on Sports Stream Live. Welcome back to the Stony Creek Racecourse here at half-time, 4-4-28 Balara, Stony Creek 3-2-20 in the TTMI Case IH feature match of Gippsland football. And joining us now, down on the boundary, is the president of the Stony Creek Football Netball Club, Mark LePage. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Mate, not only thanks for joining us, but I've got to say, thanks very much for this incredible setup that you've put us into today. It is absolutely marvellous out here in this Risley's Transport Commentary Bank.
A proud sponsor of ours. Trev and the team at Risley's Transport have given this amazing grandstand. So unfortunately the part of being stuck in the middle of a race course is there's not a huge amount of infrastructure to commentate from, but we're glad you like it, and it's a beautiful day, rare at Stony Creek with no wind and no rain.
Didn't look like it when we pulled up here, Mark, I can tell you. As you know, we got here and I thought, you're kidding me, 10 metres up the road,
Yep.
not even 10 minutes. It was beautiful.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what, I haven't been here. Oh, actually, I did come here of a night 2 years ago for the Peter Hudson night with the great man Dan Eddy.
That's right, yep.
That was only a couple of years ago, but in the daylight, probably been 10 years since I've been here, and this is 100% on what it was 10 years ago.
Yep.
We've done some work.
We have done some work. So we're lucky. Our senior coach, Chris Verboon, is also owns Southern Gippsland Turf Solutions. So
that's him.
About 3 years ago, the ground was starting to get a bit long in the tooth. Hadn't been renovated since the 1990 season, and so we. Over the course of 2 years, we've poured the best part of 120,000 into the ground of our own money, hard volunteers, hard work over the course of a couple of years, and we've been able to produce. I think it's probably one of the best grounds in our league, if not in Gippsland. So we're extremely proud on what we've been able to achieve. Chris even got the stripes in the ground for you today.
Yes,
so
it does look a treat.
But it's obviously an ongoing project. But this has been our major fundraiser over the last 3.5 years, and we're on to a new one now with the building of the new netball court that's halfway.
Now, 130 years this year, which is a fantastic for a town of probably 5 people.
56
and
about 25 cats and 13 dogs was at the last. Yeah.
It's amazing. Now, how long has the football club been here for that time on this ground in the middle of a race course for 130? It's an enormous effort.
So footy ground was here first, and the race course, I think, and don't want to upset anyone from the race club, but I think that's how it worked. Not long after the race club went around it, but both the race club, who are also terrific sponsors of our club. The racecourse and the footy club have been integral parts of our community, and the cricket club was also a big part, and that sadly was closed back in probably 88, 89, along with the tennis club and a few others. So the footy are an integral part of this predominantly still large farming community, and we're all very proud of it.
Very unique, very, very unique. I think I've been to 2 or 3 grounds in my life that are sat in the middle of a trotting track or a race course. This is by far the most picturesque that I've ever seen.
Well, thank you. And it's only been the last 20 years. The grandstand was never there. So that was all up until 2004. So when Greg Burge was president, they got the grandstand put in. And that's only been there just coming up 20 years. So that used to be a vacant bit of grass that we had to mow. We used to sell, the players race was up there. We used to sell grog and things out of the back of that of Harry's car, and the canteen was up in the dining room. So we've done a lot of work over the last 20 years, and predominantly, as I said, it's been club funded through the hard work in the off season especially. And we think we've got the best facilities going around. We're one of the few clubs with a grandstand, and it does face the wrong way, but beggars can't be choosers.
By about this time of the day.
Exactly.
It doesn't shine too much here in winter anyway, though, does it?
No, that's right.
You spoke about Harry's car now. You've positioned us on the Harry Cummins wing. Yep. Tell us a little bit about him. It's Volunteers Week, so it'd be nice to hear just a quick anecdote about Harry Cummins.
Harry, I'm 47 years old. Harry's is a close family friend of our families, and I've known him pretty much all those 47 years. Harry is the sort of guy that at our club is the first you see, and the first when you get to the club, and he's the last you see when you leave. And he's from ground maintenance to looking after the cattle to doing everything, and he's getting a little bit on in age, Harry. Or we ask less and less because we've got new up and comers coming up that are doing more of the heavy loading. But I can ask Harry to can you do this, can you do that, and just gets done straight away. And he's wing, so he's a life member, and he's a best and fairest winner a couple of times here, so he's a terrific footballer by all reports. I was obviously too young to see him. He tells us he was a great footballer. We named this wing after him, and he said he kicked 11 goals from this top wing one day, and he did it with a broken leg. So we're not sure what's true and what's not, but we're running with that, and we're certainly privileged to have him in our club, and it was only fitting that this top of the ground was named after him.
He's okay with us parked out here in the truck?
He is. I keep telling him, no, he better behave, because this sign is taking up, there's probably $700 worth of signage that I could be selling here, so he needs to make sure he keeps up. But no, we love him, and he's over there now, having a couple of quiet ones, and yeah, he's an awesome guy.
One question I've got to ask you: where you're positioned here, and you say it's 56 population. This is why I think it's unique. You're only 5 minutes down the road from another football club in Meeniyan,
yes.
or MDU.
Yes, Arch
and then up the road you've got Foster, Fish Creek. There's a lot of clubs around,
yep.
and no one really lives here at that age group.
Yep.
Where are you relied on people like Christopher Boone that brings a couple across from Leongatha, or
yep.
is that how it's done?
So traditionally we've always pulled our Leongatha. We've got a pretty good relationship with the Leongatha Footy Club, and we've had a lot of champion players going to Leongatha and playing multiple premierships going back 40, 50 years. So Laurie Maloney, who played for Essendon, so he was a Stony Creek player, went to Leongatha, then got selected back in the probably 60s or whatnot. So we've always had a relationship with Leongatha. We've always drawn our Leongatha. But we've also got a large farming community here too. So whilst the farming numbers have dropped over the last 20, 30 years, we've still got we're still predominantly a farming club and a farming community. So we, a lot of the players in the reserves especially are dairy farmers or beef farmers. And and that's what is the fibre of our club really. And we've recruited local, we get terrific numbers at training. The juniors, our club's going really well. The juniors is obviously the challenge. This is the third year we haven't had any juniors. We nearly got under 12s this year, so we're trying to start from scratch, and we are hopeful that we will get some juniors back. But it's a hard slog, and we're certainly not the only club that's struggling there. And a lot of large townships are struggling to field juniors as well, which is just as much of a concern. So,
got to say the other thing that you do really well, that function that I speak of that I come here a couple of years ago. Peter Hudson night, one of the best country football club functions I've ever been to. The women that put on that feed, if that wasn't as good as any restaurant you'll ever go to, what's the story there? I mean, it was over and beyond what you would think a function would be like.
So we've got our ladies are an integral part. Most footy clubs have a strong ladies. Ours are next level. So going back to the 50s and 60s, our club, I would say, solely survived on the work financially on what our ladies did. It's only been the last probably 15, 20 years where we've dropped off. We used to do weddings. We still do like wakes. We have cross country here on Thursday we catered for. We do bar functions. We still do a lot of catering. The weddings have dropped off, but we would do up to 6 to 8 to 10 weddings a year. And our ladies through Dawncoat, Flo Wilson, and that has been passed down over the years. And we've got a terrific group of ladies at the moment. And what you get taught sort of pays off in how your club runs down the track. And we had great leaders in our ladies committee over a long period of time, and that just flows through to our club to now.
It was a great night. I remember I might have sat with the president of the racing club that night.
Yeah, Michael Darmanin, yes.
That's who it
Yeah,
was.
Richmond man, sadly, yes.
Yes, and it was, he told me a lot about the history of the race course and certain things. Now, am I right in saying it might have come back from a half a dozen odd meets a year to about 2? Is that right?
No, it's 5 to 6 meets, depending on what...
Oh, so it used to be more than that.
Yeah, so it used to be more, but the race club is on the up, and they've been having trials over the last couple of years as well, and Adam and Michael and now John, who's president, do a terrific job, and there is as much of an integral part of our community as what the footy club is, and we work really well together. Hasn't always been a great working relationship going back 130 years, but our relationship now is as strong as ever, and we both support each other. We sponsor a race meeting, they sponsor our footy club, and we've got 73 sponsors, around 76 sponsors around our club at the moment, and that's. We can't ask for better sponsors, and we put back into them, and they put back into us. It's fantastic.
Some of which are Jack Home Builders, MDC Building Group, of course, South Gippsland Turf Solutions, who is the coach, Christopher Boone, and the Meeniyan Hotel.
Meeniyan Hotel.
Now, what's the Palmer like? I always rate a pub on its Palmer.
Get into the Meeniyan Hotel for a Palmer.
Really?
The best Palmers. Well, Alistair are the best Palmer in Gippsland. I'll go one step for the best Palmer in Victoria. So there you go.
Wow. Oh, hopefully Fish from the Middle Hotel in Currumborough is listening to that, because
who
he
also
did win.
who also sponsored
Do
the
they?
Bill Pub. Yeah, they give us some awards, so we're very lucky sponsor-wise. We're
He's
lucky.
not a. I don't think there's a sporting club that Fish don't sponsor. He's unbelievable.
Well, we're happy.
Yeah, why not? Mate, thanks for joining us,
No
Mark.
worries,
Thanks for the setup here. Thanks to Risley Transport. Can
Risley
you pass
Transports,
on
yep.
our very much, how appreciated we are sitting up in here. I feel like I'm in Marvel up on the wing. It's just absolutely
No,
brilliant.
Trev's and I said Rosley's are great supporters. The Rosley family's been a great supporter and past players of our club, and Spider coach. He won't be happy if I didn't mention that. But Trev runs Risley's Transport now. He's been a terrific support.
Played against Trev when he was at Leongatha back in the 80s.
Going back a while.
Yeah, he was a good footballer.
Did he have his hamstrings then, did he?
He did.
Yeah.
I think he might be my vintage. I'm 60. He'd be roughly my age.
I don't want to
He might be
preempt
older.
anything.
Is he?
No, I don't think he'll be 60 yet, Trev.
Oh, sorry, Trev. Sorry, but thanks for the truck. But yeah, he was a great player. Curly Salmon might have been coaching him at the time,
Yeah,
I reckon,
Curly, another
back
great
in the
man.
day. But,
Yep.
mate, thanks very much for joining us. 8-point game. Can you get up?
The boys, we've had 3 games where we've been leading the last 3 weeks. So I'm hoping a bit of reverse psychology might work the other way this time. So we'll see how we go. Fingers crossed.
Mate, thanks very much for your time. Thanks for joining us. All the very best in the second half.
Thanks, guys. Cheers. Thanks for being here.
Oh, that was Mark LePage. What a great guy he is, and the football club. And here he comes. Thanks very much for the wing. About to get underway. 8-point lead. Waiting for the siren. As the umpire holds the ball aloft, and here we go. The third quarter. Out here at the Stony Creek racecourse. Zadima and Adams. Zadima wins it with a second tap to Stone. Hurry kick. Inside 50. Bouncing ball. Resky gets the bounce in front of Burgles, turns him inside out, comes back towards the Risley Transport side of the ground to Noy, and then he wants to go back the other way, and he does. High ball. Finds his teammate in Wilson, Daniel, short up the line, looking for the ruckman Adams. Has it cut off in front of him? I think that might have been the boy in Cade James. Umpire says, I'll bounce that. Half forward flank for the Creekers. Up it goes. Mason wins it for Balara on the left foot. Been really good. Up the line. They're away. Can they get one early? Atkins chops it off. Just laying the tackle was Bell, but able to get the ball away, and umpires pulled a free kick out of this. It's going to go to Atkins, where he was held by Bell. Feeds it back. They go up the wing. High ball towards half forward. Oh, Verboon flying from behind. Mizzou's there. He toe pokes it back. Adams for Balara. Feeds it off to Noy. Best man on the ground and shared with this man Mason. Back to Noy. Right foot check side. Up towards half forward flank. O'Connor Link. Again, out towards Noy. Out of side. Feeds it off, but hurried kick was smothered. Comes out the back to McCormack. Inside 50, Cochrane. Gets it at the front now, taken high. Umpire says play on. Atkins to Sinclair, back to Atkins on the left foot. He was looking for his teammate in Sam Marriott, but giving away a free kick to Josh Wilson. So Wilson, short to the coach, Mason. As Paulette short and square, but he wants to go more direct. Mason now, high ball towards the hot spot. Oh, good mark. Big fella in Zedema. O'Connor Link, short up to Lockridge. There's no one in front of him. He can go on if he wants. Go short to Atkins. They're still inside defensive 50. Gives it back to Lockridge. Oh, looking for Marriott. Had too much on it. Goes out of bounds. So, been good, Lockridge. That wasn't his greatest kick for the day, though. Try to get to around the grounds when I can. Boundary throw in. Adams holding the front spot as he has done all day. He wins that. Noy, low. Can't win it. Comes back out to Mason. He wants his left foot. Gets around Bull, then uses that left foot towards half forward. Stony Creek thought that might have come off the front man's hands, but the mark has been paid to Balara. So they'll get a shot on goal. Just outside 50. Goes towards home. Off the hands of the pack. And that was from Caleb Bell. And a behind for Balara. Nearly 4 minutes into this third quarter. They lead by 9 points, 4-5 to 3-2 around the grounds. Mirboo North 10, Yanar 50, Morwell East 83, Hill End 1. Newborough 36, Tarwin 32 and a close one. Out towards the wing. Sinclair, no, in fact, that was Bright, feeds it off. They go up towards half forward to Verboon, to Burgles. Tries the outside of the leg. Not a great kick, but Benaldo has an opportunity. Goes in after it again, taps it off, and once the boundary gets it. Balara asking for deliberate. Umpire doesn't want anything to do with it. Thorpedale 52, Fish Creek 45. Only a 7-point game there. MDU 60, Tura 38, 22-point leaders, the Demons. Over at Tura, just up the road. Adams gets the tap. Players falling over it. Umpire will bounce it again. Five minutes gone. Third quarter. Premiership quarter here at the Stony Creek Racecourse, thanks to TTMI Case IH. Free kick given to Noy against Burgles, out of side of the ground. Noy up the wing. Pack of players. Oh, holding the front spot. There would have been a free kick, I would have thought, against Balara anyway. And Stony Creek up towards half forward. Verboon from behind, but again, Noy, he's been good. He'll square the ball to Luke Marriott. Inside defensive 50 still. Has Poracali on the outside. Goes to him and goes short. Inside to Loverson. Loverson now up towards half forward. Finds a teammate in Lang. So Nicholas Lang, he wants to square it again. Sun in the eyes of Mason. And then Heath dives on him. Then points to the Sun and says, sit it low, please. Well, I wouldn't be too worried, Brendan. Nicholas, Joel Mason that was. Stone. Short. Finds Heath. Heath now, not a great kick. And he's getting enough of it of his own, his Noy. You don't have to keep giving it to him. Goes to the outer side. And, gee, the bounce didn't favour Miller. He ends up extracting it. Not before the umpire blows his whistle and says, I'll bounce that down. Julian Stone picks himself up. Adams and Zadima done a power of work, these two. Zadima wins it. Umpire just turns around. He has a go at Josh Wilson there. Might have said something. He's going to ball it up again, and Adams wins the tap. Going low with Stone. Feeds it out the back. Now Balara can set up here towards half forward. Holding the front spot there was Lachlan Smith. Couldn't take the mark. Gets it punched away from him. Mason. Hurry kick. Inside 50. Bouncing ball. Marriott for Stony Creek. Reads it well. Then has the poise. Just out to the outside now to Stewart. Towards centre half forward. Unable to take the mark was James. Mason wins it to Noy. Has Marriott on the outside. Luke Marriott short. To Wilson. Josh Wilson. Oh, kicks it straight into Cameron Stone, who collects it and feeds it back. O'Connor length. Lowers his eyes to Atkins. Atkins, he's going to go short to Troy Sinclair. What's he got up the road here? Not much, so he handballs it back off. Just a nice don't argue from Cameron Stone. He gets it back, takes a bounce, going to get himself in trouble. Feeds it back to Noy again, to Marriott. Gets a kick up towards half forward. Ricky Cochran looking for Loverson, but Lockridge reads it better from behind and takes the mark to mop up in the back half. Short. Sam Marriott. Back to Lockridge. Kick towards centre half forward. Beautiful kick to Verboon. Wheels around quickly onto the right foot. High ball. Burgles and Resky in a one out. The kick favoured Resky. And he's able to go back and take the mark. Goes to the outer side. Looking for Mason. Takes a good mark in front of his opponent. Short to Mizzou inside the centre square in front of Atkins. So Sam Mizzou. Extreme outside to Mason. Short again to Noy. These two have waxed all day. Noy now. Go up the line. High ball. Looking for McCormack. Coming in and punching that away from him was Simmons. Finds the boundary line right under the McKnight family grandstand with a boundary throw in. I'd even try to get an AFL score when we can too. Atkins on the left foot. Towards centre half forward. Poracali holds the front spot. Comes off hands to Burgles. Feeds it to the outside looking for Stewart. Bouncing ball kicked off the ground by Funnel. Resky mops up for Balara. They're away. I'll go inside 50 on the rebound here. Cochran at the back. Handball to the outside. Hurry kick, right foot, snap it, goal! Straight through the middle. Nicholas Lang has his first for the day and the fifth goal kicker of their five. Balara 5-5. 35. They lead Stony Creek 3-2-20. Gone 10.5 in this third quarter thanks to TTMI Case IH. Look at that. Good goal. Nicholas Lang. Now, I know our cameraman will be very interested in this score I'm about to give. The Blues 71, the Suns 54, and Port Adelaide 88, North Melbourne 35. That's going the way we expected. Back in the middle, Stones there, towed off the ground by Funnel towards Burgles. Resky's done a good job since Burgles got those 2 early goals. Then he checks sides at inside 50 to Cochrane, been good. Cochrane on the right foot, not a great kick. Gets it up on the left foot, snap a goal for his second, and the first multiple goal scorer for Balara is Lachlan Smith. Wow. So, the president of Stony Creek in the halftime show, Mark LePage, did say that they're getting good starts, and after halftime they are found wanting. And right now, Balara have put on 2 goals where Stony Creek haven't been able to score in this third quarter at the 12-minute mark. Balara 6-5-41, Stony Creek 3-2-20. Thanks to TTMI, Case IH. Merboo North 10, Yanar 58. Morwell East 84, Hill End 1. Newborough 36, 4-point leaders over Tarwin 32. Thorpedale 70, 25-point leaders now over Fish Creek. And Turra 38, they're trailing MDU 73. Back in the middle, Noy, left foot towards half forward. Just holding his ground there was the big man in Zadima. Too strong, takes the mark. Goes towards the wing. Balara just able to hold ground there and take the mark. He was looking for his coach in Mason, but Bonaldo wins that, goes towards Noy. Bouncing ball doesn't help him. Tapped out towards Burgles. Poracali held without it. That'll be 50 if you kick that, so he doesn't. So the free kick goes to Mason Poracali. Goes to the outer wing. Gee, that's a good kick. Finds his teammate in Miller. Miller up towards half forward. Good kick, good mark to McCormack in front of Lockridge. McCormack onto the left foot. Sinclair backs back for Stony Creek. Intercepts the mark. He's going to go inboard towards Marriott. That's Sam Marriott. He finds him. Feeds it off to Atkins. Atkins now onto the left foot. Gets it to a one-on-one. Gets out over the back. Couldn't take the mark. Probably should have was Bull. Verboon comes in for Stony, and also Toomey is there, and we'll get a bounce down. Comes out. Bonaldo kicks their first of the third quarter, and a much needed one. And Tully Bonaldo gets his first for the day. 4-2-26, Stony Creek. Balara, 6-5-41. 14 and a half gone third quarter. Thanks to TTMI, Case IH. For the feature match of Mid-Gippsland football with Sports Stream Live. So back to 15 points, which is back to a respectable margin. They can get back, but people like Noy, Mason and Joel Mason and Brendan Mason in the middle are causing havoc, and they need to, guys like Lockridge and Atkins need to get on top. Here's Lockridge here, just needs the bounce. Doesn't get a good bounce. Lays a good bump on him there was Wilson. So we're going to bounce down. Looks like Lockridge might have gone to Noy in the middle. Mason wins that. Gets it out towards half forward. Couldn't take the mark, was Haynes. Fed out. Here's Cochrane, has a chance to run into the open goal. Hits the post. Wow. Kick one in the first quarter. Did Ricky Cochrane, and should have kicked that one. Troy Sinclair will bring it back in They like going short in that defensive half, and not a problem there as he finds Simmons. Quickly plays on, goes out towards Funnel, turns it over. Now, high kick towards the goal mouth from Bell. Comes out the back. Hurried snap at goal from Joel Mason, and I think he might have missed everything. He has. Obviously, Joel Mason, the younger brother of the coach, Brendan, that come to Balara with Brendan and then went back to Churchill last year, but he's back at Balara and he's been very, very good today. Stony Creek looking for Atkins, who falls over. Oh, he's been tripped up there. Is that a 50? He's not going to pay it. Very lucky. So Noy, short. Finds Smith. He's got 2 today. They're telling him to have a shot, and he's going to kick it outside 50. So they obviously have belief in his ability to kick it 55, 60. Beautiful day here at the Stony Creek Racecourse. So no wind to speak of. So Lockie Smith coming in for his third. Goes right to get more penetration on it. But not a great kick, and Zadima in the right position. Out towards half back, but it's going to come back. In fact, that wasn't Zadima. I reckon that might have been, it was Bright that took that mark. I'll come up towards a hot spot. Noy has the sit from behind over Zadima, but couldn't hold it. Gets to the front. And we'll get a restart. 35 to 40 metres out, directly in front of the Balara goal. 18 minutes gone nearly. Third quarter, they hold a 15-point lead, the Demons. Noy grabs it out of the ruck, has his kick smothered. This is not going to go anywhere, and we'll get a restart here. No, he lets it go. O'Connell Link gets the bouncing ball. Tackled from Bell as he gets his kick away. Adams is there. Benaldo holds the front spot for Stoney. Now, here we go. Big chance now for Stoney through the agency of Tom Stone. Feeds it in the middle to Stewart. Goes back. Funnel. Has a player on the outside there in Rowe. That's Lockie Rowe over the top. Into the open goal. Hayden Bull goes bang. So Bull gets his first. And they're second for the quarter. And how sliding doors moments when Ricky Cochran runs into an open goal and just hits the post. The Creekers end up going back. And instead of turning it into 21 points, it's back to 9. As Bull gets his first, they go on to 5-2-32 Stony Creek. They trail Balara 6-5-41. We're going just over 19 minutes into the third quarter. The TTMI Case IH feature match of Mid-Gippsland football. MDU running away now, 73 to 38. Thorpedale still 25-point leaders over Fish Creek. Try to get a score on the Newborough game too. That was a close one with Tarwin. They'll go through Zadima again. Inside 50. Gets out over the back. Purakali's there to mop up. Jeez, he's done that a few times too well. Gives it to Mizzou. Has Wilson. Wilson now up the line. Comes off the hands of Haynes and out over the boundary line. Right in front of the Risley Transport broadcast box. That other game, 4 points, Newborough over Tarwin at the moment into the third quarter out at Newborough. Good game of footy, that one. Zadima to Funnel to Lockridge. Lowers his eyes, kicks it low looking for Benaldo, gets out over the back. Verboon just tries to chip that around to Bull. Bull gets onto it and he's kicked his second in a minute. Or has he? As the goal umpire and the field umpire meet. Now, hopefully they know they haven't got a screen to go to for a replay. So they're going to work this out. Stony Creek is setting up for a behind, but it's a goal. So So they thought it might have been touched off the boot, but they're saying no. So Benaldo gets his second, and it's back to a 3-point game. So all of a sudden it looked like Balara were just going to go away with this, but Stony Creek won't go away. Just the 3 points now after 2 third-quarter goals to Benaldo. Actually, they hadn't kicked one in the first 12 to 13 minutes of this quarter. And Bull gets one, and then Benaldo 2, and they've got 3. Zadima again, getting on top in the middle and getting his own ball as well. Atkins, tackled, feeds it out towards Marriott. Off the ground from Wilson, up towards centre-half forward. Stone can't take it, Lovison can. Feeds it out to the coach in Mason. Hurried ball up towards 50. Oh, going low. Wanting the high free kick against Stone was Lockie Smith. Not paid. So right on 50, Balara. Adams holds the front spot. Gets it out towards Mason. This funnel follows him out over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in. In it comes. Oh, Cochrane just overran it. Allowed Atkins to get onto it and gives the left foot spiral up towards Verboon. He's tackled by Reski. Comes out to Burgles. Feeds it back, Mizzou. Oh, Burgles just steals it off him. Lowers his eyes. Hits up a player. Benaldo. No, it's that man of the quarter, Hayden Bull, as well. Bull goes towards home. Wow, they're in front. So Bull and Benaldo, it's the Bull-Benaldo show in this third quarter now. They've got 2 each. And they go on to 7-2. 44, Stony Creek. Look at that. Beautiful kick from that spot there. And Balara, 6-5-41. 3 points in front. Stony after 4 goals in the last 10 minutes of this third quarter. We've gone 23 and a half. All thanks to TTMI Case IH for the feature match of Mid-Gippsland football on Sports Stream Live. And Bull takes himself to the bench after kicking his second for the quarter. They got a 3-point lead. Game on again. So we've got the close one in the Mid-Gippsland footy. The other close one is Newborough. 4 points up over Tarwin out there at Newborough. 10 points Thorpedale over Fish Creek. Fish Creek are coming back. They were 25 points down. They're back within 10 points. Now it's Cochrane. He's tackled. Umpire says had no prior. MDU 74 to 38. And big leaders Yanar over Mirboo North by 49 points, and Morwell East 95 points up over Hill End. So we'll get another restart. 24 and a half gone, third quarter. 3-point lead to Stony Creek. Cochrane lays a tackle. That might have been on Stone, not paid. Go away again. This last 10 minutes they've really picked up, but coming out then for Balara was Brendan Mason. Oh, they're going to go in with another one here. Just too quick. He's ran into the open goal and missed one, has he? He has. That was easier than Ricky Cochrane's. And that was Cade James. That was actually harder to miss than get. I reckon he would have been all of 3 metres out directly in front. So it might rue that miss. But they go to 4 points in front. 25 and a half gone, third quarter. So not far off three-quarter time here, and anyone's guess who's going to win this. There's no wind advantage to either end. Ground's in perfect condition. We've got a real game on our hands. Last quarter's going to be a beauty. They bring it in. Looking for Adams. Zadima holds the back spot, wants the boundary and gets it. Out over the back, Mason couldn't get it. Funnel wins the tap out. Ends up in the hands of Bright. High ball. Poracali backs back again. Geez, he's done this a few times today. Saved their bacon on several occasions. He's got Brendan Mason. Goes to him. Nice kick. Takes the mark in front of Zadima. So Joel Mason, short to Adams. He's going to go back to Mason. Now he sits it up. Half forward. Comes off the hands of the pack. Noy shrugs the tackle, able to get his kick away. High ball. Just backing back and taking that mark is Mitchell Rowe. Oh, he's turned it over. No, Cochrane couldn't take the mark. Thrown out to Mason from Wilson. Now Cochrane has another chance. He taps it back to Wilson, gets it back towards Cochrane. He can't take it cleanly again. It's turnover city at the moment. Rush kick from Bell up towards the goal mouth. Not going to go anywhere there. Is Mizzou. And we get a bounce down, 10 metres out. Not a lot left in this quarter. 4-point lead to Stony Creek. Zadima wins it to Lockridge. Good tap in defence. Might come back pretty quickly here though. As Balara through Reski, then he's tackled. Beautiful tackle from Burgles. It's released his teammate now. They'll go through the middle. Benaldo, shocking bounce, goes back in after it. Poracali, umpires pulled a free kick, holding against Benaldo. Now, Brendan Mason, Joel Mason. Needs to go home quickly here. Finds Bell. Now, it's 28 and a half gone nearly in this quarter. He might get this just about on siren time. Hasn't kicked one yet today, Caleb Bell. This will put him in front. In he comes. Staggered kick. Sits it up. It's coming back, but not far enough. So it's a 3-point game. Lockridge will bring the ball back into play, and he's got a beautiful kick on him normally. He's going to go short to Rowe. That's Mitchell Rowe. Oh, Connor Lenk gets the 1-2. Lucky in the end. Handball's not great as well to Marriott. His handball's worse. Able to be chopped off by McCormack. Now Loverson gets it up towards Brendan Mason. Keeps it in. Hurried ball. Left foot. Looking for Smith. He's in between two Stony Creek players. They're able to mop up through the agency of Bright. High ball towards Stone and has it punched away from him. Boundary throw in between wing and half forward for Balara late in this third quarter. Nearly gone 30 minutes. There's been 6 goals kicked in this quarter, the biggest scoring quarter of the game thus far. Umpire says, I'll bounce that. Right in front of the McKnight family grandstand. Comes out from Lang. Slinging tackle not paid there on Noy. Umpire's pulled a free kick here though. It's going to go to Lachlan Smith, who has 2. And there's the siren. Right on the siren. They trail by 3 points. How would you like this kick at the end of a game? It's all of 45, slide angle to put him in front at 3-quarter time. He has kicked 2 and been good, and a good target up forward. The right footer, comes in. I don't reckon he's going to make the distance. He's not. So they'll still go in at 3 points down. The Balara side. Stony Creek, 7-3-45. Lead Balara, 6-6-42. It's all thanks to TTMI, Case IH in the feature match. Mig Gippsland football will be back with the goal kickers, better players, and the last quarter shortly. Okay, back here at the Stony Creek Racecourse, just about to get underway for the last quarter here, and we had a scoreboard check where we thought it was 3 points down. It was 2 points down. 7-3-45, Stony Creek to Balara, 6-7-43. So I'm going to add mine because I had that as 6-6, but it's, 6-7-43. So it's 2 points. What can happen here? Lockridge gets the ground ball. He's wrapped up by Noy. So, as I said earlier, a real close game and a real must-win for both sides here today. Two-point leaders, Stony Creek. They did get out to 15 points, Balara, in that third quarter. And then they just come back, Stony. They kicked 4-1 in the third quarter to 2-3, Balara. Stony go forward. Verboon gets out over the back. Couldn't take the mark. Brendan Mason's there. Fumbles. Stone. It's fed out to Benaldo. Kick 2 in the third quarter. Has a shot. Verboon off the hands again. Good punch from Poricali from behind. And rush through for behind. Out to 3 points. They go short. They look for the coach a lot, Brendan Mason, and I can see why. He's very good by foot. And that's no exception. Great kick out. High ball. Gets out over the back. Just needs it to sit here, though, for Stony does O'Connor Link. Oh, they were looking for funnel, but coming across was Lovison for Balara. Does really well. Gets the boundary line, which is what he wanted. Blues are a long way up in front of the Gold Coast today, and I would imagine for a lot of Blues supporters, today was a harrowing day and a worrying day. But I can tell you right now, it is 34 points to the Blues, 6 minutes into the last quarter. If they lost that from there, they'd be doing a Collingwood. Ricky Cochran sits over it. We're going to bounce down inside the centre square, just outside, outer side of the ground. Hurry kick. Lockridge up towards half forward. Umpire pulls a free kick. It'll go to Stony Creek. Benaldo gets it and gives it back to his teammate in Tom Stone. I don't know why he did that. Asked him to come back. So Tom Stone goes short towards the boundary. Cameron Stone goes inside 50. Burgles. Gee, I thought he might have been held. Verboon wins the tap. Comes out from Stewart to Burgles. And Burgles gets his third. He had 2 in the first quarter. And there was a bit of a drought in the second and third. But he gets 1 in the last to take him to 3. Takes Stony Creek on to 8-4, 52. Beautiful snap there. And Balara 6-7-43, thanks to TTMI Case IH. Feature match in Gippsland football. They go out to a 9-point lead, Stony Creek. And when you've got a forward like that and you're the side relying on a mixture of players kicking goals, you know you can go to a player such as Burgles that'll give you full advantage. Mason wins the ball out of the middle for Balara. Gee, Cochran was held there. Not paid. Able to collect it. On the run. And he gets one. 30 seconds later, Cochran gets his second. And brings it back to 3 points. 7-7-49 Balara. Stony Creek 8-4-52. Just had his jumper held there but then he was able to break free after collecting it with some pace, Cochrane, and a great goal. And a contender for the Morwell RSL goal of the day. It's one in the first quarter. The second one that Burgle kicked is still 9 at the moment. It was a ripper. So, ball back in the middle. Getting a little bit darker here now at Stony Creek.
Go Gills.
Adams wins it to Mason. Again gets the clearing kick inside. 50! And they won't go away. This time it's Mizzou takes the mark. Really unable to know or predict who might run away with this at the minute. So Mizzou comes in for his first of the game and puts them in front.
Come on, Dave!
8-7-55. They lead Stony Creek 8-4-52 on the TTMI Case IH scoreboard. Nice balance kick is Mizzou for his first. So they lead by 3 points, Balara, just when you thought, and it's happened in the third, when you thought Balara might be running away. Just then I thought after the Burgles goal, Stony Creek could be. And then up steps Cochrane and Mizzou. And they're back in front. 2-point lead, 3-point lead. Balara to Stony Creek. Noy. Again, Mason was being held by Atkins, not paid. Gets a kick off the ground. Mason's really looking dangerous there in the middle at the moment. High free kick against Bell. Will go to Stony Creek. And it goes to Heath. Oh, chopped off. Beautiful intercept mark from Miller. Goes to 50. Goes towards Mizzou. Gets out the back. Double teamed. Wants the boundary line. Does Brighton gets it. So that kick of Ben Heath just sat in the air too long and enabled Miller to cut that off. Boundary throw in, left forward pocket. 7.5 gone last quarter. Zadima wins it. Smith gets the tap. O'Connor link. He's wrapped up. Did he have Pryor? Yes! And they'll get another shot on goal here. And a 50 to Caleb Bell. Wow. He probably would have kicked it anyway, but right now, he's put it beyond doubt. So Caleb Bell. Point blank range, can't miss and doesn't.
Come on, Demons!
They have 3 in a few minutes now. And takes them back out to 9 points. What a turnaround. 9-7, 61. Balara. Stony Creek 8-4, 52. 8.5 gone last quarter. The TTMI Case IH feature match for the Mid-Gippsland Football Netball League on Sports Stream Live. So just see the Stony Creek guys meeting there in the middle, having a chat about what to do because Mason's on top. Noy's been on top all day and so is the brother, Joel Mason, but it's Brendan Mason in this last quarter that not only is winning that ground ball, but he's giving him depth inside 50. So they just got to tighten up and not give him room where he's able to break away and get that depth with kick. And Lockridge has gone to him. He's going away now. Looked like Atkins was going to take him. Now they're swapping over. So Lockridge goes to the coach, Brendan Mason, and Dylan Atkins will come around to the brother, Joel Mason. And Funnel will take Noy. So this is where it's going to be won. 9 points midway through the last. Adams, then a second attempt from Zadima. Adams wins the ground ball, feeds it back. He's tackled by Heath. And bounce down again. Zadima. It's sharked by Josh Wilson. High ball inside 50. Courage just backing back with Simmons. Takes a good mark for Stony Creek. Has Funnel, gets out over the back. Josh Wilson again. Oh, not a great handball back to Joel Mason, but he's able to get around Marriott. Then onto the left foot, inside to Cochrane. Been a good player. Looked dangerous. Could have 3. He ran into that open goal and hit the post in the third, but he's got 2. And a chance to get his third and blow it out to 15 points. When I say blow it out, that is a big lead for today. The way this game's been played, it's been tight. Cochrane. Oh, that looks good off the boot. Oh, it's hit the post. So he's hit 2 posters now in the second half. But that one, you wouldn't be too worried about in the sense where he was from. They bring the ball back into play to Cam Stone. Feeds it back to Lockridge, so they want depth outside their 50, and they get it. Oh, gee, dropping what he should have taken was James. Then they come in on him pretty quickly, such as the pressure is Miller from Miller. And a restart. Centre wing position out of side of the ground. 10 points, Balara. 11.5 gone last quarter. Atkins, left foot, high ball. Burgles is under it with Porakali. Comes off the hands of the pack. Yep, thought it might have been high. It was a close call, but against Pesky. Resky, sorry. Goes in towards the goal mouth. Hayden Bull has an opportunity now for his third. Kick 2 in that third quarter and bring it back to 4 points. Oh, gee, laid back on that, but he's got it. And Hayden Bull. This is goal for goal. It's interesting stuff. Great game of footy out here at the Stony Creek Racecourse. 9-4. 58, Stony, to Balara 9-8, 62. Just a good kick that. Give him every chance of taking that mark behind Daniel Wilson. And kick truly. So, 4 points to Balara in the TTMI Case IH feature match for the Mid Gippsland Football League from Sports Stream Live. Just don't know who's going to win this. It's an interesting game. Can it come down to a last kick of the game? It's got that written all over it at the moment. Tarwin, 5-point leaders up over Newborough, and another classic out there at Newborough. And 11 points, Fish Creek over Thorpedale now. After trailing by as much as 25 points, Fish Creek have come back and they lead by 11 points over Thorpedale out there at Thorpedale. The coach Mason again with depth. Inside 50. Comes off the hands of the pack. Gets to the front. Stone overruns it. Atkins feeds it off to the outside. Stone, the bounce beats him again. Still a chance here through Lockie Smith. He's wrapped up. We'll have a bounce down. 35-40 out from the Balara goal. They hold a 4-point lead. Nearly 14 minutes gone. Just getting his kick away under the tackle with Simmons, but it's going to come back. Big Adams takes the mark in the middle of the ground. Back inside, looking for Noy. Gets out over the back. Simmons is there. Lockridge tries to give the don't argue, but he's wrapped up by Noy. And another restart. Just inside 50 for the Demons. Umpire's pulled a free kick here. It was against Atkins. It's going to go to Lang. Sends him up to the goal mouth. Cameron Stone takes a good mark in front of a couple of players. Then he quickly plays on. Gets it to Sam Marriott. Marriott just sits it up. He's looking for Bull. Has it punched away from him from Toomey. And he gets the boundary line. Right in front of the Reesley Transport broadcast box. Centre wing position. 130 years Stony Creek this year. Zadima wins a tap to Lockridge. Gets around one. To Stone. Now to Sinclair. Goes up towards half forward. It's a 1-on-4. Verboon does well. Gets it to ground Wilson, and then he's wrapped up by Stewart. In fact, that was Paulette. Adams and Zadima. Stone does the roving. Tackle by Noy. Swung around, gets out of the tackle. Up towards Verboon again, holds the front spot. But Reski does well and finds a boundary line with a big punch. So 11 points, Fish Creek, Thorpedale still. And Tarwin still 5 points over Newborough and the other close ones in the Mid-Gippsland Football Netball League. Mason has his kick touched off the boot to Stone. Had a bit of it in the last couple of minutes. Handball was looking for Lockridge and then running across him. It was a teammate.
Come on, D's.
Blocked his vision. And that was Rowe, Lockie Rowe. Adams wins the tap. Sharked out by Benaldo, feeds out the handball. Mason's wrapped up. We'll get a restart inside 50 for Stony Creek. Adams wins the tap to Noy, has his kick smothered by Stone. Again, they'll just fall in across it. Balara won't mind doing this, but they've got to do it for about 13 to 14 minutes to hold that 4-point lead. So it's at a position now, both sides will need to score. Even being 4 points in front, Balara, you'll need to score. Comes out. Marriott can't take it away. Tackle laid. Get a restart. 25 metres out from the Stony Creek goal. Dozen players around this. Verboon does the ruck work. Feeds it out to Stewart. Handball out to Cam Stone. Paid a free kick. Stewart was pushing the back after he got the handball away. I think that might have been against Toomey. No, it was actually against Jaden McCormick. So Jack Stewart hasn't kicked one today. And a very opportune time to kick your first and put your side 2 points in front at nearly the 18-minute mark of the last quarter. Oh, that's a beautiful kick. Gee, they kicked him well from that angle today. Just didn't get the distance, though. He's paid a mark here. Oh, come off a boot. Now, I'll love to see the replay on that because I did not see who got the boot to it. And here it is here. As Stewart come in, it was right on target. Fell short. Off the hands of the pack. And that was a quick kick, and I reckon that was Ben Heath, it was. So some great work there from the Sports Dream Live cameraman in Mick Robinson and Stephen Gregory on the buttons. Got that. I would not have known who kicked that, but it was Ben Heath. And they're in front, 2 points. 10-4-64 Stony Creek, Balara. 9-8-62, 19 minutes gone last quarter. Thanks to TTMI. Case IH as Atkins gets a kick off the ground up towards half forward. It's cleaned up by Luke Marriott. Gets a 1-2 with Toomey. Then goes up towards half forward. Gets out at the back of Lovison. Look out. Here's Mason. Reads it well. Gets the check side. Inside looking for Mizzou. Drops it but recovers. Feeds it off. Smith. Another goal.
Come on, Demons!
Lachlan Smith. And it's Mason again. Watch this. He just reacted quicker than everyone. Got the bounce, check-sided it towards Mizzou, collected it really well, then fed it out to Smith. Right foot snap and puts them back in front by 4 points. 10-8-68 Balara. Stony Creek 10-4-64. 20 minutes gone. Just clicking over into time on. Last quarter, the TTMI Case IH scoreboard. Wow, what a game this has been. 4 lead changes in the last quarter. Back and forth. Is it done yet? Adams, Zadima. Umpires pulled a holding free kick. And it's going to go because they're worried about Mason, so obviously holding. Might have been against Cody Lockridge. Mason goes short, finds his brother. He's met heavily from Cam Stone from behind as he lifts him up. So Joel Mason in the centre of the ground, and yeah, they'll want it slow now, holding a 4-point lead, but be careful of that. This could still have 5-6 minutes in it this quarter easily. Goes towards Noy, and he takes it out over the boundary line. 40 around from their goal. 69-point leaders, over Mirboo North. 146-point leaders, more or least, over Hill End, still yet to kick a goal. Tarwin, 5 points over Newborough in another close one. Oh, high free kick. And Stony Creek didn't want that. And have a look who it is. Brendan Mason. Just around stoppage, he's been superb. It was because of him they got back in front with the Lachlan Smith goal a couple of minutes ago. And now he can send them out to a 10-point lead at the 22-minute mark and make it that much harder for Stony Creek. So Brendan Mason probably overtaken Noy for best on ground right now. Shot at goal, not a problem. Beautiful kick. And he gets his first of the afternoon in a very good game of footy out here at the Stony Creek Racecourse. And Balara 11-8-74. Lead Stony Creek 10-4-64. Here's the high free kick. Just got under it. Smart play by the coach. TTMI Case IH scoreboard. 10 points. 22.5 gone. So 5 points Tarwin still over Newborough. MDU by 53 points over Tura. And Fish Creek have gone to 14 points. A 7-goal turnaround in that game over Thorpedale. After trailing by nearly 5, they're now 2 in front. Zadima, big punch forward. Chopped off though by McCormack. Feeds it off to Marriott. Goes up towards the wing. Shocking bounce for his teammate, but they go back in after it and Bell's able to mop up. Here he is again, the coach, Mason. Well tackled though on this occasion. Incorrect disposal, will be a free kick. We might get 50 there. No. Short to Atkins. Still out of side wing. He's going to come across towards the Reesley Transport broadcast side of the ground to Sinclair. Nice kick. Sinclair now. Has Stewart. No. In fact, it's Stone. Julian Stone lowers his eyes and hits up Funnel. Funnel now. Plays on. Cochrane tackles him. Gets his handball away. We'll get a restart. No, it's fed out. Burgles lays a big tackle. Now we'll get a restart. 10-point lead late in the game. Zadima. Big punch out. Heath's onto it. Then he's tackled. Did he take him on? No, says the umpire. Bounce down. 20 metres out. A lot of players around this. Going to be hard for him to win clear ball, but they do. Hurried left foot towards goal from Cade James, but he misses everything. Out of bounce on the full, and Mizzou will take the free kick. He won't be in any hurry either. Taking all the time he wants. Now umpire calls him to play on. Goes towards Noy, comes in from the side, but couldn't take the mark. Verboon wins it. Gets it back inside 50. Quickly playing on there and having a shot at goal and then misses to the left. Got more time than that. I reckon that might have been Heath it was. Got that last goal for Stony Creek. So he misses to the left, brings it back to just the 9 points, but it's still 2 goals you need to kick as Luke Marriott. And then you've got to keep the opposition scoreless to win. It's 25.5 gone. Going to be hard for Stony Creek now. They do win a free kick though. Then Verboon squares it up to Atkins, who goes long and high. Burgles is the target. Purakali's been really good, but Burgles wins the ground ball. Then he's tackled by Adams.
Come on, Days.
And Reski. Zadima wins a tap to Burgles. Again, Purakali. Gets him. And then Mason rushes the behind. Back to 8 points. What a great game of footy it's been. Close all day. Always around and within 2 goals as Mason brings the ball back into play. Long ball out of side. Gets out over the back. Hurried ball inside 50. Bonaldo. Coming back though is Cochrane. Takes the mark. Has Bell wide if he wants him. Decides to go back down the line. Adams from behind. Wants the boundary and gets it. 8-point leaders, Balara. Be a big win for them. They've only had the one this year, and that was round 1 against Mirboo North. By 77 points on that day. So this will be a big win for the Demons. They'll be very happy. 27.5 gone. And it's just stoppage after stoppage they want now. They get a free kick from that stoppage, the Demons. Joel Mason. I'll just keep going along the line now. Comes off the hands of the pack. Zadema's there. Restart. Out of wing. Zadima, double-handed at Atkins. Gets his left foot to it. Doesn't travel the required distance. And gets it back. Then goes long. Purakali kept out Burgles to come in on that. Then wins the ball. Goes straight towards the boundary. In the AFL, that's deliberate. And Gippsland. Oh, he's paid it. Haven't seen one paid this year. That's the first one I've seen paid, but I reckon it's a correct decision. Mitchell Rowe takes the free kick. Not a great kick, looking for funnel. Stewart's there, goes low, wins it, feeds it out. Now it ends up in Lockridge. He's the one you wanted in his hands as he just goes bang from 50 and he gets it. It's not over. Have a look at this. If anyone that you wanted it in the hand, Stewart did well there. Blind turns, feeds it out. They get it back to Lockridge, gets around one. And he's the man from that sort of distance. You want having a shot on the run. He's a beautiful kick. And it's back within 2 points. But we've gone 29 minutes into this last quarter. 11-6-72 Stony Creek. Balara 11-8-74. TTMI Case IH scoreboard.
Come on, Demons.
2-point game. Is there enough time for Stony, or can Balara hold on? Zadima wins the tap. Mason wins the ground ball. Feeds it out. They're away through Bell. They go inside. That comes off the hands, or did it? It rolls through. I don't think it did.
Come on,
Hit the hands.
That's all clear.
It is a goal. Bell. Caleb Bell gets his second. Thought it might have come off the hands. The Stony Creek player says it did, but I don't think it did. And it's got there. Doesn't matter. It's a goal. 12-8-80. 8-point leaders, Balara. Stony Creek, 11-6-72. Here's the replay. Bell gets it out of the middle. Doesn't look like that touched any hands, and it's dribbled through. What a goal. At that time, too. 13-minute mark. And I reckon that's got him home. 8 points. Balara. Been an incredible game of footy today. Noi. Been superb. Probably a little bit quieter in this last quarter, but been superb nonetheless all day as Zadima wins the tap and Noi's in there again. He was tackled without it. You'll get the free kick and he'll take all the time in the world. And he's going to go backwards. Smart play. Just need to hold on to it, don't they, now? And they're home. To poor Carly from Miller. And he'll go back to Miller. No, it's Marriott, sorry. Luke Marriott. And he'll go back to Pora Carly. You've just got to go man on man, Stony Creek. And now he'll take all the time and then go long up the line here. And he does. Zadima and Adams. Comes off the hands of the pack to the front. Going low there was Paulette. Where's the tackle from Atkins? These two in the ruck have done mighty well today. Atkins, little dribbler out of that pack. Ball, the bounce beats Mason on this occasion. Ends up from Benaldo, feeds it off, over the top. Hurry kicks off the hands. Oh! Really an incredible goal then from Verboon. But it's come off the hands and through for a rush behind in the end. Back to 7 points. So we've gone 32 and a half nearly in this last quarter. The longest quarter of the day. Short to Mason. Fitting for the ball to be in his hands at the end of the day. And he goes short again. And this boy's been good up in defence under extreme pressure at times. Oh, it's gone out of bounds on the full. So Julian Stone will take the free kick. You haven't got much time to mark around. They're screaming for him to get it in. He does get it in, but he's going to miss to the right. And back to within a goal. 11-8 to 12-8. Could it be a draw? 33 minutes gone. Goal to Balara in front. In what has been probably the best game we've called this year in mid-Gippsland footy. Poor Carly was held without it against Zadima. He gets the free kick. Didn't need to do it. Takes his time. Just got to be man on man now. High ball towards Noi. Coming in behind him. And there it is. They win in the end. Balara, 12-8-80 have run out. 6-point winners over Stony Creek. 11-8-74 in an incredible close game of footy. What a game. We might take a quick break. We hope to get Brendan Mason in for a chat after they sing the song and he talks to his players. And we'll go around the grounds, goal kickers, best players, mark and goal of the day, and a whole lot more here on Sports Stream Live, TTMI, Case IH, Mid Gippsland feature match of round 7. Welcome back to the Stony Creek Racecourse in what has been a terrific game of TTMI Case IH Mid-Gippsland football, where at quarter time it was all level. Half time, 8-point leaders were Balara. 3/4 time, Stony Creek were up by 2 points, and in the end, Balara have got up by 2 points, 12-8-80 to Stony Creek 11-8-74. I've got that wrong. 6 points, 12-8-80 to Stony Creek 11-8-74. So they've got up by a goal in the end, Balara, in what has been a terrific game of footy. I'll go through the goal kickers and better players. We're hoping on getting Brendan Mason, the coach of Balara, across for a quick interview. We are on the opposite side of the ground, and they are a long way away the room, so hopefully he gets across here in time before we go off air. So I'll go through the goal kickers, better players, and around the ground scores of other games of Mid-Gippsland footy. For the home side, Stony Creek, Cale Burgles and Hayden Bull got 3 each. 2 to Tully Benaldo, and singles to Cody Lockridge, Cade James, and Ben Heath. For Balara, 3 goals to Lachlan Smith, 2 to Caleb Bell, 2 to Ricky Cochran, and then singles to Joel Mason, Nicholas Lang, Sam Mizzou, Brendan Mason, and Patrick Haynes. Better players for Stony Creek. I thought Cody Lockridge was really good, as was the ruckman throughout the day, Dylan Zadema. He worked his butt off. Hayden Funnell was good. Darcy Atkins, I thought in his first game back from injury, was really good. Troy Sinclair had a fair bit of it. Burgles always looked dangerous when it went inside, and he's only in his second game back for a few years, so 3 goals again this week, as he did last week. Tully Benaldo, I thought, was good. Hayden Bull was good, particularly in that third quarter when he got 2 third-quarter goals and kicked 3 for the day. Cameron Stone was very good. And I thought Aidan Simmons up back tried hard as well throughout the day. So that was Stony Creek. And for Balara, well, it was a toss-up between 3 players for mine for best, and it was pretty hard to separate them. Simon Noy through the midfield, Joel Mason through the midfield, and the coach, Brendan Mason, through the midfield was very, very good. And in the pre-game, we spoke to Brendan about where are their goals going to come from. That's one area he was really worried about. Well, in the end, I can tell you, they had 8 separate goal kickers. And that's what they needed to get the job done. And that's what they did. So, better players, those 3. There were some others too, no doubt. Again, in the ruck, I thought the 2 ruckmen were mighty. As I said, Dylan Zadema for Stony Creek. Well, Reece Adams for Balara was as good as well. I don't think anyone of those 2 had a real win. They both probably broke even, but were very good for both their clubs. Also liked the game of Mason Poracali up back, where he put his body on the line time after time and really give Resky a chop out by dropping in front of Burgles at times, and whether he was coming up higher up the ground and intercept marking as well. Daniel Wilson was really good. I thought for the winners, Luke Marriott was a good player as well. Mitchell Loverson had a lot of good players in the end, didn't they? Jaden McCormack did his job. Sam Mizzou did his job, whether he was running off back or then he went forward. It was a good coaching move on the behalf of Brendan Mason. Lachlan Smith with his 3 goals was good. Nicholas Miller was also good. Intercept marking up that back half from the wing and cross half back. They had a lot of good players, didn't they? As I said, Tom Resky was really good as well, and Ricky Cochran was a good player with his 2 goals. So they had some good players, but my best on ground in the end was the coach. Got to say that too, because we might be talking to him soon. But I reckon Brendan Mason, just ahead of Simon Noy and then ahead of his younger brother, Joel Mason, might have been the best 3 for Balara. Around the grounds, for Evans Petroleum, we've got a final score over at Mirboo North. Yanar, 17-12, 114, defeated Mirboo North 2-8-20. Morwell East, 25-19, 169, defeated Hill End, but they did get their goal in the end, in the last quarter, 1-4-10, Hill End. Newborough and Tarwin, it was a close game all day, and they've just drawn away at the end, Newborough, 11-12, 78, have defeated Tarwin, 10-3, 63. Thorpedale and Fish Creek, what a game this was. Thorpedale were out by 4.5 goals at one stage and looked like getting the job done. 14-4, 88, Thorpedale at home, have gone down to the fast finishing. Fish Creek, 14-18, 102, 14-point winners. The reigning premier. And Tura, 8-5, 53, have gone down to MDU, 16-10, 106. And, of course, Foster had the bye. And here at Stony Creek Racecourse, 11-8, 74, the home side, have gone down to Balara, 12-8, 80. And we can see that Brendan Mason is making his way across the ground. So stay tuned, don't go away. We're going to have a quick chat to the coach in what has been the best game that we've seen of Gippsland football this year. And I'd just like to say thanks to, well, I get the chance of Risley's Transport for supplying us with this wonderful truck as our commentary broadcast position for the day, as well as Mark LePage for coming on at half-time and his help throughout the week. Absolutely superb. Their sponsors, Jack Home Builders, MDC Building Group, South Gippsland Turf Solutions and the Meeniyan Hotel, and Balara's sponsors, Antonelli Accounting, Community Bank Mirboo North and District, MC Civil, Morwell Bowling Club, The Shed Company, and Australian Solid Fuel Testing. And now joining us in the commentary box is our best on ground for the day, and the coach, Brendan Mason from the Balara Football Club, who had a superb game all afternoon through the midfield and caused a lot of trouble. Welcome to the broadcast, Brendan Mason.
Oh, thanks for having me. It was certainly a good win. Stony Creek fought hard in that third quarter and hit the front. I thought, here we go again. But it was a magnificent win in the end for the boys, so they're wrapped. We
called it the best game we've seen of Gippsland football today. We just thought it was a superb. You just never knew who was going to win it. When one kicked a goal, one come back, and they were answered pretty quickly. But your midfield of yourself, your brother, Joel, and Simon Noy, I thought was superb in the midfield today.
Yeah, look, credit to them. I thought their midfielders were really good and got on top in that third quarter. So it's good to to fight back. And I guess our midfield a couple of games probably been lowered a little bit. So it's good to, I guess, have a win and play some good footy in there.
You speak of that third quarter. That was interesting to me, Brendan, in the sense that you started that quarter really well and were on top of them. They hadn't kicked their first goal until the 12-minute mark of the third quarter. Then they just went bang, bang, bang and kicked 4 in 8 minutes. And I thought, wow. But as you said, credit to yourselves, you really come back. I thought the job that you had with Resky on Burgles, but he had help from Purakali, I thought, just dropping across the hole.
Yeah, no, he's been fantastic. He started forward for us, Big Pos, and had a couple of quiet games, and we thought, well, he's a really good mark, so we'll throw him across the half back and help Sammy out down there with intercept marks. And he was fantastic last week. He had 12 marks, 10 of them intercepts. So, he's been a revelation down there for us, and he used the ball really well coming out as well. So we love the ball in his hands.
I reckon his numbers might be pretty similar to that in the way of the intercept marking today. He just reads it so well.
Yeah, he does. He just gets across. You notice him, but you don't notice him at times. And then, especially like last week, just went back and looked at the footage, and he just cuts across. And then today, he just takes big marks. He's not as big as what you think he is, sort of when you stand next to him. But yeah, he certainly plays a lot bigger than what he is.
I thought the ruck drill in the middle today between your boy Reece Adams and the big fella Dylan Zadima, I thought no one really had an edge. They both rucked really well and both had good games.
Yeah, certainly. That's Reece's first game rucking for us for the year. We've had Jay in the ruck, and we just asked him to battle. And I think, probably in that third quarter, I think their ruckman got on top and started to get his hands on the footy pretty well. And then credit to Reece, he did fight back, and especially in that last sort of 10 minutes when the game's on the line, I don't think they want a clean footy, and that means that when we're in front, we can lock it down, create those stoppages after stoppage, and I just like the way that he followed up. He dove on that footy and just locked it in there, so you just kill that bit of time. So it was really good from him.
I love the way, particularly when you needed to swap ends of ground, you went from width and covered across. Nicholas Miller really was a bit of a quarterback in that area, and you're getting the ball across. Really hard to get the ball back off you guys. Your feet, I thought Balara's feet and their feet passing, whether that be short or long today, was a real highlight of the game. Were you happy with that?
Yeah, it's how we base our game. We base our game on hitting those short targets and trying to break the game open. And I guess you can see when we're playing footy on our terms, we're marking the footy, we're getting that chip mark game going. And then when we don't get it, teams get on top of us. So we just need to make sure that for longer in games, and certainly today, late in that last quarter, we're able to find that chip mark and possession footy. So the boy, we practice it a lot using our foot skills. So I guess it's good to see it come out in the game and then get 4 points with it.
We spoke to you in the pre-game, and I asked you the question where your goal's going to come from. You were worried, not worried, but you did have a concern that was an area that you were lacking. You had 8 goal scorers today. Your midfield and your forwards, they all stood up. Yeah,
certainly. Worried's the right word. We just, we're very small down there. We don't have any tall timber. Lockie's probably our tallest, and he's not overly big, so we do struggle when we have to kick that ball in long. Teams can set up well, and Stony set up really well behind the footy. They were able to get numbers behind, which made it hard. But I guess the positive is that, we find 8 goal scorers, an avenue to goals. So it'd be nice to have a big full forward that can come out and kick 4 or 5, but we don't have one. So we just got to make do with what we've got and, just find ways to goal, however they might be.
Just before I let you go, I thought Ricky Cochrane's game was good as well. He looks dangerous, although in the third quarter he runs into an open goal and hits the post, but he does some other things. He looks very dangerous at times.
Yeah, he's very lively. He's got a bit of X factor about him. He's just got speed, and his turn on his opponent's really good. So he certainly had something down there. It'd be nice to have him for a few more games before he goes to Queensland, but I think we might just get him next week, and then he moves up there. So yeah, he certainly is, and he can find an avenue to goal from anywhere. So I did think when he hit that post, I had flashbacks to 3 years ago. Michael Cleaver ran into an open goal, and he actually hit the post from the goal square. And then Stony went end-to-end and kicked the goal, and they beat us by 4 points. So
and he hit the post again the last.
Yeah, that was a bit tougher shot, but run into goals. I had flashbacks. I thought, not again. We haven't won at this ground before, so.
Oh, that's a massive win then.
Yeah, the last couple of years we've played them up here, and we've come close, and they play the ground so well. So I guess, to end up coming away with 4 points here is a massive boost for our season.
We did mention that to Christopher Boone in the pre-game with him, that this is usually a fortress for them, but they'd only won the one game this year on it, and they haven't bettered that again today. And one more before I let you go, and I know coaches don't like talking about themselves. Your game today was superb. I don't know how many centre clearances you got. Hopefully you do those numbers, or someone at your club does those numbers, because I'd like to see that. Not only were you getting the centre clearances, you're getting an inside 50 with depth that really took out their defenders, or made it a lot harder on their defenders, and you made it a lot easier on your forwards. I thought your game was superb.
Yeah, thanks for that. Clearances, like last week I was pretty disappointed in my game. Around the stoppages, just didn't find enough of the footy and win it. So obviously been disappointed with the way the season's gone so far, and I said to the boys before the game, we just had to have 3 things that, we want to bring to today, our 3 KPIs, and what are we going to bring, and I wrote on mine was essentially just tackles and clearances and being on the move at stoppages. So it was something that I focused on coming into it, and, sometimes it falls your way a little bit, like, the ball can bounce your way and you can win a clearance, but especially after the last couple of weeks, I haven't been able to win them, so it was good today to sort of get on the end of a few.
Well, Brendan, it certainly fell your way today. I think you were the catalyst in that win, 1-goal win for the Balara side. Thanks for joining us in the pre-game. Thanks for making the long trek across and having a chat with us in the cold. We'll let you get back over there, get warm, and enjoy your night. That's a fantastic win. Well done.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thanks for having me on. You're doing a good job.
Brendan Mason, that was from the Balara Football Club, senior coach, and our best on ground. We'll be back very shortly just to mop up and wrap up the day and scores and around the ground. Thanks. We'll be back shortly. Well, we're all finished up here. It's starting to get dark. We're in the middle of a race course, and what a day it's been. Just recapping. Balara, 12.880 have run out 6-point winners over Stony Creek in an absolute thriller, 11.874. Thank you very much for both coaches, Chris Verboon and Brendan Mason, and Brendan for making 2 trips, pre-game and post-game, and Mark LePage, the president of Stony Creek, and Risley's Transport for all their help throughout the week. This is Brad Sinclair on behalf of our great workmates on the camera, Mick Robinson and Stephen Gregory on the buttons. This has been Gippsland Sports Stream Live, round 7 for TTMI, Case IH. We will see you in round 10. That's the next one, and that is Hill End against Tarwin. And we look forward to bringing you another great game of mid-Gippsland footy. Have a great weekend.